I mean, yes, it would also.
Maybe.
Hi, we're here. Oh.
You can always do theater of the mind.
Oh god, the commercials, they're so loud.
Oh yes. But how else are we supposed to make our money? Oh wait, we don't get ad revenue.
No, that's not true. You get a penny for every ad.
Oh.
A shiny, shiny penny.
Pretty little coin.
Oh yeah, we don't get ad revenue.
Just run ads constantly, forehead.
I mean, you say that, but that's pretty much all of the sponsorships that you get whenever you get them through Streamlabs. Like, no, that's literally one I looked into. They're like, you could make like $200 to $800 if you do through this sponsorship. And I was like, fuck yes, I could use that. That's almost a month of my mortgage. And then immediately they're like, okay, we will send you this product. You're going to do an entire stream where you unbox it on camera, do stuff. No.
I mean, if it's just one stream, and it's free product. Like,
yes,
fuck it.
But
like, if you paid enough attention to my branding, you would understand that I do not go on camera. What? Hello?
Yes. No. Like, the worst part is that also the reason why it's $200 to $800 is because they will judge you on the metrics of how many people use your code, meaning that you could actually end up doing an entire stream and make $5.
Oh,
I can't
lovely.
Yeah, I haven't even fucking. That's why I haven't bothered with sponsors. I keep getting fucking DM'd by like Raid Shadow Legends through fucking Steam Elements, and I'm like, no, leave me alone. I'm not fucking interested.
I mean, it would be fine if they just want us to do like the YouTuber thing where we talk about how all this awesome stuff they do and play some video or something. I would be 110% behind that. We have breaks. That's the perfect time to shill a sponsor. But unfortunately, they don't want it. None of them come to me for that.
Also, Raid Shadow Legends apparently has some really bad like fucking practices.
I believe
it. Also, I hear the money from Shadow Legends is not there. Like, back when it was the meme, it was actually paying people. Now it's barely a penny.
But
don't quote me on that. It's just
I heard one. I heard fucking one person tell me that Raid Shadow Legends had really, really bad like sponsorship practices, and I went, "That's fair." And then I looked at my fucking stream schedule, and I went, "Oh, let's not do that." What stream schedule?
Now, one type of sponsorship I can get behind is snack boxes. Like, worst case scenario, hey, free snacks.
Oh, I'll take a snack box. Fuck, sign me up.
Yeah. One of the Japanese ones. Come on, Boxu.
Yeah,
we're here for deals.
Bro, I would sign up for fucking Boxu or I can't remember what it's called, but it's another one. But I'm like, $64 a month? I don't think so, my guy.
I mean, I get international shipping. Don't get me wrong. I get it. I get it. And I do in fact want the snack.
Yes, Wes. Sakurako, that's the other one. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm too broke for that.
Yeah.
I'm way too fucking broke for that.
And like shipping for me especially is a problem because most things don't even ship where I am, which I hate.
Right. Yeah. You do have that problem constantly, don't you? Yeah.
Like, funny thing, because I try to make sure that I get my bases covered and I make accounts on a lot of sites. I did actually at some point made a Throne account, and guess what? They don't ship anything here. It's like, yeah, that's an account I cannot use.
Oof.
Well, now you have it for funsies. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah. Yeah, no. That's a funny thing with Throne. If they cannot ship to where you are, the only thing they can do is like receive the money straight up. But at that point, like, just send people like a PayPal link, a Coffee link, whatever. Because why even pretend you're going to get the thing? Because that doesn't consider like shipping. When you place it on your Throne list. I don't believe it considers shipping on the price. So yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Sorry, I just looked up the fucking current rates for Boxu. They want for 1 month is $50. I'm like, no, bro.
There's some expensive cookies.
Right? Like that
Yeah.
cookie better sing me a song and fucking do my dishes for that kind of money.
That being said, I think it's about time we start going around the horn. So, Citric, why don't you go first?
No.
Strong energy. I can admit that.
Fair enough. Hi, I'm Cedric. You can find me pretty much anywhere at Cedric King, as I stated before. I do make accounts on places you wouldn't think I am, but I tend to be there.
You're on my face.
No, I may be. But primarily, you will find me on Blue Sky and Twitter. I draw stuff and post them there whenever that happens. Other than that, you can find me here playing Victor whenever we do have our Friday games, which is today. So that is me.
You should. I'm interjecting because I can say this. You all should commission Citric. You should do that.
Yes, show
Yes.
Citric.
Because he does in fact, and I'm saying this as a very satisfied customer, make the good shit trademarked.
Commissions are not open right now, though. But you have to keep an eye on my Twitter to know Twitter Blue Sky to know when that happens.
And I'm
Because
telling you, when it does happen, you're missing out. Just saying, you're missing out.
I appreciate it, and for that, I'm going to throw the ball to you.
Oh shit!
It appreciated, nerd.
Okay. Hello, I am on the internet, I guess, at TXDXL or TixDixel. I have the Twitter, I have the Blue Sky, I have the Tumblr, I have the Instagram, I have the Ko-Fi. I'm making art. Quite literally, I just turned off Clip Studio Paint so that we could play today. I am also DMing here, obviously, this game that we're about to play. And I might also be doing other things in the future, but I can't talk about them right now. And with that, I'm going to take the artist stylist, and I'm going to throw it to the third artist in the group. Hey, Manda.
What? No, don't throw the stylus. I'm gonna fucking lose it.
It's too late.
Oh,
I already threw it.
Oh, God damn it. Now it's lost to the void of my desk. Thanks.
Did you remember to change? Did you remember to change the nib though? You have to do that.
Change the nib? What are you talking about? She says, having not changed the nib in like 3 years.
You can.
I haven't either.
I have an even better question. You can change the nib?
Yeah.
Oh.
Sometimes, kinda, sorta. Depends on the thing.
Shit.
But,
Because believe it or not, just by using it, it erupts and it's slowly like shaving pieces away. Anyway, I interrupt. Go on.
Hold on.
Who are you, Manda? Where are you?
I am Mandaloo. I am in a state of... Never mind, we're not gonna go there. Hello, I am Mandaloo. I play Pile today. You can find me over at twitch.tv/Mandaloo eventually, sometimes, maybe, eventually. You can find me over at the Burning Hell site and Blue Sky site at Mandaloo Panda. I am not open for commissions, because everything is on fire always. I'm Zacho Go.
Well, unfortunately, I am not an artist, so as I try to touch the stylus, my hand becomes a shriveled up corpse. But
Yeah.
you can find me at Twitch, Twitter, Blue Sky, all at Zaku Duo. We're trying to get streams back up. Believe me, it's just been difficult. But yeah, we'll eventually be resuming Spider-Man. Hopefully, starting like a Dragon Gaiden, and all sorts of fun things. Let's see here. You can find me here at Burnout's channel frequently. Today D&D. Are we doing the No Love War Extra tomorrow?
I believe so.
Okay. In that case, yeah, that's it for me. The stylus goes back to Vaughn.
Ah, well, then I will try using it on my tablet. Oh, I'm getting an error message. Oh, well. But hey, you've already found me here at twitch.tv/BurnoutVaughn. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Blue Sky, and now on Patreon at Burnout's Bar, where, oh boy, we probably need to think about which subclass we're going to make it to put out for the D&D tiers. But keep an eye out for that. Aside from that, as Zako said, we've got a more No Love War Extra coming up tomorrow, where we are going to do it. We're going to finally have a stream where no one gets cut in half. I am saying it now. I'm going to materialize it. That being said, I have a love-hate relationship with those games, and it's more love than hate, but they still drive me to drink. They still drive me to drink, quite literally. Like, I'm not sure how I could deal with any of those games sober. That being said, aside from that, on hopefully Monday, we will see, because Monday is the day I finally return to work after 3 months from recovering from my surgery. But if we are fully up and able, then we will be continuing some more Wizard Sibs plays, where we will hopefully finish up My Friendly Neighborhood. We didn't totally spend like at least 30 minutes of the last stream just lost, meandering, not able to do anything. But that being said, I would also like to thank whichever anonymous gifter it is that has gifted just about everyone here a sub. You are incredibly generous. Please take care of yourself.
Thank you, Mr. Hayes Gifter.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you kindly.
Thank you, Anon Senpai.
But with that being said, it's time for me to throw it over to a theme song created by our good friend X Wiley Willie, so I will let us take us away.
I've just taken a look at the apparently Roll20 had an update.
Yes,
no.
you just noticed.
Oh,
Yeah, they changed like half the icons.
how am I supposed to DM in this economy?
How are you supposed to do anything in this economy? Oh yes, it's a dystopian capitalist society. Just survive.
Listen, I knew that we were all about role-playing and getting into character, but Vaughn, that's a little too real.
Well,
Also,
Oh, go ahead.
oh no, I was gonna say, Vaughn, I played this for everyone else, but forgot you were muted. Again, I made up a sound file for when I can use Spirit Guardians. I think you might appreciate it.
Well, if it's through Discord sound, then I won't hear it because of.
Oh, okay. It's a fucking badger. Hey, what's the blast radius on this bitch? Yes.
Okay, one thing before we start it for the go in on this, I want to also point out. So, for certain reasons, I had to create character sheets for all of for Daedalus' family members in Saved by the Spell. When it got to time to do his mother, and I was filling it out, I saw that I hadn't done anything for the gold. I just went in there and put yes, because they literally bought their way into nobility by having better diamond mines than dwarves. So yeah.
Huh.
That's what I just put down. Do they have gold? Yes. But Saris, if you would.
But first, Zako went last week. So which of the three of you would like to do the recap?
I can do it. So,
Citra can do it.
Can I though? I might have
God,
lost it.
God, I hope so, because I'm still working my way through this coffee.
No. So last week we picked up where we left at Brev's home after finally getting a decent night of rest after 2 days of just bouncing around the city. Most of it was like a good chunk of it was the morning putting our info together and starting to figure out where we're going to go and like what we're actually looking for now that we have a lot of the pieces of the puzzle. Figuring out that our main two suspects on this whole thing are Svetlana and Lysander, and that whatever is going on, things missing all around the place are being put together for something. They are not isolated incidents, but they all play a part into one single event. And right now, with the last leads we are left to investigate to finally and hopefully be sure of what we're looking at, we are going to see Dr. Sploden back at the Izzet district. For that, we had to go through the maze again. Mostly uneventful until some flaming floating skulls appeared, and that was fun. Fireball is fun. I like that spell. I'm not salty. But we managed to make it out of there and making a short pit stop at Talia's place. Now we are ready to go to see Dr. Sploden and see what we can get from their knowledge of slimes. I believe that's it.
Yeah. You were absolutely right that we spent a good chunk of time just kind of doing a full campaign recap, but y'all definitely needed it. So, Cedric, do you have inspiration?
I believe I don't.
You do now.
Yeah.
Hey.
I think I spent it. I think I spent it on something that went just wrong. Like the dice did not like me.
I think it was that you ended up rolling the exact same number.
Yeah,
Something like that. Yeah.
That tracks.
I think so. That is often my luck.
Well, if Roll20 would cooperate with me, there we go. I will turn some music on and get us rocking and rolling. So, you all ended, as you said, after having a brief little conversation with Talia, and quite literally ended leaving her tavern. This morning is rather, it seems to be rather busy. People are on their way to doing what you can assume are their usual, morning routines and events. You see shops that are essentially making themselves presentable as open. You see plenty of different individuals of a variety of different species, shapes, sizes, making their way to probably their work. You do see just off the cuff a handful of folks that clearly look like they're probably some type of Izzet engineer, Izzet scientist, or Izzet wizard, if you will. Just kind of making their way. Some people just chattering about, talking amongst themselves. Some folks seem to be busier than others, sort of trying to beeline their way through the crowds. You do both see what appears to be a kobold that has decided to bypass everyone and is using the equivalent of like a jetpack rocket launcher to just put its way overhead, bypassing everybody who's working on getting to where they need to go on foot. And you are back in the streets of the precinct.
Alrighty.
All right, so we just have to find a way into this refinery.
We could try the front door. Or no, not the. Sorry. Not the refinery. We're looking for the slime dock.
Yep.
Oh.
Just floating.
Oh, well then.
Yeah, we've given up the refinery. It ain't part of anything.
All right. So,
Unless the doctor says otherwise.
If so, we can always go from below.
all right, let's go see what the security situation is like there then.
We could try the front door.
Cool question. Didn't we ask Talia for help getting an audience with Sloden last session?
We found out where it was.
You found out where it was, but she
Right.
openly stated that she didn't know how to get you in. She
Right.
does not have an in for you.
My bad. Yeah, just getting mixed up.
You're good.
Our agreed plan last session was that we were just going to, because in the doc's letter he said, hang on, where was it? Hang on. I knew I copied it, stole it. Hang on. All right. If more personal discussion is required, if not mandatory, an arrangement may be reached via additional planning. I had thought we had said that we were just going to go straight to the dock to avoid having to wait for this letter thing, but has that changed?
I don't believe so. I
Okay,
think we're
sorry,
all
the refinery thing threw me off.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just got my wires
You're fine.
crossed. It's been a week and there was a holiday.
It was
Right, all
Shit.
the info went away with the food coma.
Right, so we're just looking for the building now, the way that Talia said it was at.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make me, all four of you, a active
Ooh.
perception check.
Okie dokie.
Alrighty.
Perception.
Oh, that's 7.
performance.
I mean,
That-
you can perform, but I'm not sure how well that's going to help you find a building.
I mean,
14.
10, but listen, Pyle can accidentally her way into most things.
That is so true, and I support you.
13.
See,
14.
Ollie's on the same place as me with an 8.
So, Finn and Victor, it's based on what was said. It's a little. How do I put this? It's not hard to find necessarily. It's more along the lines of you collectively follow the instructions, because like I said, Talia did tell you where to go, but as you approach, it dawns on you that there's more than one building that matches that description, and you're not even necessarily sure whether or not they're connected. But what does catch your eye, Victor, is that there is a along one of these buildings is this the one that seems to be closest to you. There seems to be this like giant like mechanical sort of like really vision obscuring fence with like a giant, and I mean like this must be about like 15-foot tall like gate with you could see like coils and some type of like machinery mechanisms along both sides of the gate, with this flickering like blue light that is coming from one of the two sides, the left side, and right smack dab in the middle of the gate, you see a little blue kobold having what seems to be a very heated conversation with a seems to be some type of like elven individual, both of which appear to be dressed in what at this point you can assume based on prior knowledge to be some sort of like laboratory uniform. But instead of like what you saw earlier with Isolda, who had like grays and reds, you are seeing like grays and greens.
Victor will point out to the to the couple arguing. There seems to be an entrance. Or at least we can ask them for one.
You say that they're having a really lively conversation, right?
Listen, I told you that it was an accident. I left my card key back in my home. I understand it's after time, but if you would just let me go, I can go. I can bring my authorization card. I can bring my ID, and this will all be taken care of. I promise I won't be gone long. Well, I understand that it may be quote unquote that easy, but I unfortunately cannot let you off the premises at this time. Everyone has to be accounted for. I didn't even go in! What are you talking about? I will be gone for 5 minutes, not even. This is ridiculous. Why can't you just let me go? Yes.
I was just gonna say, Ollie's just going to lean over halfway through that conversation to Pyle and just go, "What's a car? And why does it need keys?"
Card.
Ah.
That's what she's gonna say. She's like, I don't know what a car is, but a card, I think, gets you into places. Has your name on it. Sometimes it's real fancy. I made a metal one once for somebody. I don't know why. It seemed seemed kind of dumb, but it was real expensive, so we paid the bills.
You know what? Fair enough.
She'll kind of lift her head and smile a little dreamily. It had gold inlay. It was honestly one of my best pieces.
So maybe I think we should maybe inquire with the security officer about things. It sounds like some things have happened.
Victor nods.
Pyle snaps out of the sort of daydreamy look. Go, huh? Oh yeah. Might be nice to go say howdy.
All right. Well then, Ollie will. Oh, go ahead.
No, you.
Yeah. Well then, Ollie will just stroll up and be like, "Excuse me, there seems to be a problem here, officer."
Officer? Oh, you must. I understand. Problem, yes. Of sorts. I mean, it as much of a problem as I just need to go and get my authorization. Y'all are the people saying that we can't enter the building without authorization, and yet here you are denying me access to go to my house? Unfucking believable.
Well, I think I might have a way to make this easier for everyone. Could you give us your address? We'll go get your card. We also need to get inside.
It's a team effort, you see, she says, trying to help him.
Roll me one of the two of you. Roll me a persuasion check with advantage.
I don't know. Hey, Ollie, what's your persuasion?
I'm a charisma caster. I think I got this.
Yep, go for it.
Thank you.
I thought you said I'm a Christmas caster. It's like, yeah. It's about the season.
Oh, look at the boy go.
Ooh, very nice.
For those listening, that's a 23.
23.
Kind of squints at you. What's your name, kid?
Oleander Bedford. And he will extend a hand.
Extends a claw. Gives you like a really firm handshake. Surprisingly firm. I'm gonna need a strength save from you.
I figured. Oh!
Oh!
Oh wow!
Dang.
Clearly you're prepared for this.
I actually can flavor this. Ollie is used to people always trying to act bigger around him, especially when it comes to handshakes, so he has just gotten used to it.
Well, and of course you can tell by this kobold, who, by the way, is approximately like 4'5", little guy, little guy.
Just a little guy.
Baby. He's a baby, man. Baby. No, sorry.
Just kind of goes, I can tell you're an Orzhov, so I'm gonna keep that in mind. Not to use it against you or anything, just I understand how, important debts and stuff are, and repale and blah, 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 blah. You know what? You just, here. They put their hand into their lab coat pocket, and they pull out, a little piece of parchment. It actually looks thicker than your average piece of parchment. They flip it over, and they also pull out like a quill. But you watch as they bite on the end of it. It kind of lights up really bright for a second, like this bright blue light. And then they seem to write on the back of this card. And for assuming all four of you are watching, it becomes really interesting as Victor, Pyle, and Finn, none of you can see the ink. None of you can see the ink at all. But Ollie, you can see the writing, the writing on the back of this little card, and he hands it to you. Be snappy about it, would ya? I don't mean to be rude to you, because you're doing me a service, and I really appreciate it. But forgive me if my scales are a little prickly this morning.
But of course, sir. We will be back with the utmost haste. And he will take the card, return to the group, and go, let's go, everyone!
Pyle will kind of glance at Finn and go, I heard that they make moisturizers to fix that for lizard folk. She says as she just starts walking.
Victor follows.
Ollie, I take it you look at now that you've
Yes.
stepped a little far away, you look at the card.
Uh-huh. What does it say?
It doesn't give you an address. It says I have a secret stash. Why the fuck would I put my authorization card at my house when there have been break-ins? My stash is, and then it just gives you a map of the nearby area, and it has an arrow pointing to a poorly shaped box.
Ollie is just going to, in his head, be like, wow, for the Guild of Secrets, I'm surprised they were able to hide this long. And he is just going to start heading towards this stash.
You are starting to really quickly realize, to your comment about the demure that you made, what I think it was either last session or the session before that, about being surprised that Talia has been able to get around as quickly and as quietly. You are quickly beginning to realize, it's very easy, surprisingly, amongst these folks to hide in plain sight.
Well, just file that for later. Let's go find a criminal / a stash and stash. This is all in his head. He's just like, okay, everyone, we're going to need to take a left here.
It's
Oh, you
really
said that
funny.
in your head or out loud?
I said that. I'm giving the directions out loud. Everything else has been inside commentary.
Fair enough.
It's really interesting because the poorly shaped box, you turn to the correct alleyway, and you do in fact notice a massive boiler, but it seems to be defunct and rusted.
Finn, could you check around here for any openings on that boiler? Any ways to get in and out?
And do. Okay. DM, may I make an investigation check?
You absolutely can make an investigation check, and then after you roll, tell me what it is that you were doing.
I'm doing as Ollie said, and I'm you said traps, right? Sorry, I just faded somewhere.
Don't worry. We're in a call where multiple people will disassociate just randomly. He said check
sorry,
for
what?
but he said check for openings, ways in, or like seams on it. And
For the crate?
for the boiler, because we
Boiler.
didn't find the crate. We found a giant like busted boiler.
Then yes, I'm investigating for those. It's 24.
You sort of kind of like move this thing around. It's big. I mean, it is a fully sized like defunct boiler. But you notice after kind of shifting around and like sort of trying to get into awkward positions because why is this in an alleyway? That's weird. But you glance around and sure enough, you are finding yourself face to face with this giant, like, you know how like sometimes when metal rusts to a certain point, it'll like just naturally like break and snap off.
Yeah.
There's like a good solid like small creature sized hole.
There's a hole here that looks like we could probably fit Ollie through.
Great. Hold this, and he'll just hand you and to you a blank card, and Ollie will get inside and see about this stash.
Oh no, Finn was a fucking you said the hole is a small creature. Like, are we talking bowling ball sized?
We're talking like D&D small category sized hole.
Oh, okay. Either way, Finn was being sarcastically demeaning with that.
Ollie's just like,
or a small sized creature.
Ollie's just like, we are standing next to two literal giants to us, just in terms of size. And Ollie is still like a teenager. He's just like, you know what? It's not even an insult at this point. It's pragmatism. And so Ollie will look down at this hole. He will get on his hands and knees, and he will try to find his way through it.
I'm gonna say in this case, I will allow you your choice of either athletics or acrobatics.
I will take the one that at least has an extra point in it. That's a 4.
It's tricky. It's really tricky, but you manage to like stick your head in. And you sure enough can actually see there's a stash in here.
All right. Does it look like if he pulled his head out and slipped his arm in, he'd be able to pull it closer?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna be. You gotta check under the bed for the cat.
Yep. For my sake, to make this a little interesting, just roll me a just straight dexterity check.
Okie dokie. That's a saving throw. Boo.
Better.
14.
You are incredibly, like, now that you've seen it, you're like, oh yeah, I got this. And you shove your arm in, and just like trying to, find the miscellaneous sock that clearly fell off of your foot while you were sleeping and into the crevice between your bed and the wall, you shove your arm in there, and you manage to, rustle around a little bit, and you see, sure enough, what appears to be a little, like a little clip ring with what appear to be two metallic, like card shape sort of placards that are attached to it.
Ah, perfect. and then he'll push the box in the stash back, or at least so that way no one, if they pass by this boiler, will see there's something inside the boiler, and he'll go, voila.
I don't know what that means, but good job.
Ollie's just gonna be like, you know what? No, just gonna take the win. Be like, all right, we should probably head back there. I believe he's going to be waiting on us. And Ollie will take the card back from Finn and follow the directions back.
Sure enough.
Voila. Pyle just utters softly, voila. No, it's a boiler.
Wow.
I know, that was a bit of a stretch. I'm sorry. I'll try harder next time. I'm sorry.
I would love the three of you that are not Pyle to roll me wisdom saving throws.
Oh, crap.
I'm just joking.
Oh, dude.
I'm just joking.
I couldn't stop. I already clicked.
Well,
Oh, no, I can't believe I just killed Finn.
You know what? Huh.
Victor's like, I don't give a fuck.
Victor's like, yeah, that makes sense.
No, she's correct. It is boiler.
Well, no. I just want to believe that, like, what? That Victor is so, like, speaks so little, he basically does not give a fuck about wordplay. Doesn't affect him at all.
I mean,
It's the fucking 90s anime drop.
So the four of you make your way back, and sure enough, the little angry kobold has its arms crossed and is tapping his little foot like, any minute now, any minute now, any minute now. And the elven individual is just kind of standing there like, I don't get paid enough for this.
none of us do.
You guys get
paid?
paid? Hey, brain cell, let's go.
But yep, Ollie will be heading there, and he'll be holding up his holding up the card, just kind of like so that way both parties can see that they have it.
Oh, you act. Oh, shit. Now I'm actually indebted to an Orzhov. It's fine. And runs like scampers over to you. How much do I owe you, kid?
Get the four of us inside, and we'll call it even.
Deal. So, hey, buddy, hey, pal, I have my authorization, and I am just gonna take my little buddies inside. They're gonna help me out with an experiment. They don't have authorization either. Listen, it's unofficial business. These are, I hear in the humanities, they call them participants. These are my participants. They don't have authorization because they're guests. Okay? They're coming with me. He's gonna roll an intimidation check. See how well this works. Okay.
Can Victor help?
How? Sure. How would you like to help?
Victor will just lean in closer. We are human resources.
I like that. See, that, I'm sure that's not what you intended, but that right there, that's good wordplay. I like it. I like you a lot. You know, I don't get paid enough for this. Yeah, let me see your ID. Yeah, all right. Just go before anyone else looks. Go before anyone else sees you. Alrighty!
As they're walking, Pyle just quietly questions, but only two of us are human.
I know, but that is how they call it.
That seems a little
Guy.
racist.
Reductive, yes.
No, see, that's what the Equal Opportunity Office is for.
Oh.
We go in there.
So what are you all doing here anyway?
Oh, you know.
I'm assuming you were here intentionally.
Oh, yes, we just have to have a talk with one of the doctors in here, but since they have this place basically quarantined, they can't leave. So we had to find a way in.
I mean, have you been paying attention to the news?
No.
We've been literally underground for the better part of the last 2 days.
I'll get you up to speed then. There's been another containment breach. And so everything's on lockdown.
What got out?
Oh, weird.
Ooh,
Oh.
fun.
Is it a regular
Yeah.
weird, or is it one of those weirds that's mixed with an ooze?
It's gonna insight you. It's gonna insight you because that was not something he believes that you should be privy to.
I was just gonna give him like a raised eyebrow of like, what, you didn't know?
Squints at you.
I take it you then read the article about Dr. Splodin's new thing.
That would be who we have to talk to, yes.
For your information then, that's my boss.
Ah, how fortuitous.
Ain't that convenient?
Like that, Ness.
A little too convenient if you ask me. But come on, we gotta go inside.
All right.
The five of you all walk in. And it becomes immediately clear upon you all walking in why this place is on lockdown.
Oh boy, what's on fire?
Uh-oh.
I love that you went to fire, but it's not fire.
All right, how bad is the water damage?
It's not. Well, it's not. It's.
My second guess was ice.
I mean, water damage in the fact that a couple pipes have definitely burst,
Oh,
and in this moment, the kobold just kind of like stares, wide-eyed, mouth agape. This is new. This is new. When did this happen? There are no alarms going off. There, this is really bad. This is really bad.
Yeah, you should probably stick close to us. This has been kind of the norm for us for the last few days.
Victor takes out the shield.
I don't necessarily know as we're gonna be doing any fighting. I don't know
What's
why
wrong with
you
the
have
shield?
your shield out.
Well, the
Oh.
fact that the alarms are not going off and there's this much damage does not guarantee that whatever made this damage has left.
You have a point, but the fact that the alarms aren't going off means that someone has it under control, usually. Keyword usually.
Real quick, the damage that's been done to the pipes.
Mm-hmm.
Does it look similar to how the slime damaged those pipes from the underground from earlier?
It's hard to tell from this particular position because it just kind of looks like water is gushing out.
Fair enough.
So even if you were to try to get up like all close and personal, unless the water were to be shut off, you wouldn't be able to get a good like close look at it.
Well, I don't have destroy water, so we're gonna have to forego that.
The spell everyone's like, I should have taken, but never does.
Because they only think it's gonna be good for nautical campaigns.
not me having that spell on my other cleric. literally, I don't have destroy water. Me. Wait. Damn it.
All right, well then let's just put it this way. How about we remain extra cautious and you still take us to see Dr. Splodin, because we may have some information that might be relevant to him.
Yeah. That's. Yep. I don't get paid enough for this. Let's go.
And you all splish and splash throughout the different hallways as water begins to pool, continues to pool. It's about for all of you, it's about knee high, but for this poor kobold, they're practically swimming in it.
Pyle will look down at him. Do you want a hand? She says, offering to basically give him uppies.
Proceeds to do the uppy arms, actually.
Yeah, she'll just pick him up and hold him in the crook of her arm.
Why is that such a regular thing on this channel?
Everybody likes uppies.
In his defense, he is small.
Just a little guy. He's just a scrunkly little man.
We are almost there, I promise. I promise we're almost there. You'll know it when you see it.
And as you all come across this giant vault door with the words oozes written in like an engraved plaque that is kind of sitting like square in the front of in the middle of one of the doors. The kobold's like, "Hey, put me down. I have to let you in."
And Pyle will put him down where he needs to be.
Oh, it's so wet. Oh, it's so wet. Okay.
Proceeds to splash and waddle over, and you watch as they move to the third little placard on their little ring. This one seems to be made out of a more brass type metal, as they actually insert it into a little slit that beforehand you didn't even notice was in the door. Proceeds to slide it into the door, and the door itself just sort of magically begins to open. You all find yourself staring at a room with a bunch of those same oozes that you saw before in these magical containers. Almost like you're looking at fish in an aquarium. Some of them are literally hanging, shall we say, from the ceilings of these almost invisible boxes. Others are just kind of pooling in the middle of the floor. You see a bunch of different what almost look like closets, little closet spaces in the middle of the room, along with a couple of different lab counters, some sinks and and basins, and then you also see a just standing over by one of the I guess you could say cages. Cages isn't really a good word. Tanks is also not really a good word, but if you get the mental image, is a cluster of different, what you now recognize are different researchers and assistants, all seeming to be talking to each other. And as the four of you step in, what you find to be particularly interesting is that the water gushing from in the hallway does not seem to enter the room.
Handy.
Sorry I'm late, boss. I got hauled up again.
All of the individuals standing in the group proceed to look over at the kobold as they just kind of waddle inside, kind of doing that little thing that cats sometimes do with their paw when they're shaking it off because they got something wet on it.
Yeah, sorry. You know me.
Louis, that is the third time this week you've left your authorization card at home.
Yeah, I know. No. I'm bad at putting things. It's fine. Whatever. I can't say I won't do it again, but I won't be late again at least. Hey, if anything, you can absolutely blame the guy at the door because he would not let me leave. I would have been here sooner, but he was insisting that he had to keep tabs on me. I don't know why. Dumb.
Anyway, these folks need to talk to you about stuff. It's in this moment that your eyes fall upon a gnomish man of the same about similar height, actually shorter than the kobold, with brown straight hair that's been combed back, with a handlebar mustache that's been clearly waxed into place. He kind of walks over and sees the four of you and has this confused look on his face for about a moment, but then his eyes fall on you, Oleander, and a light bulb goes off in his head. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Just an assumption here. You wouldn't happen to be that Bedford individual, would you?
One and the same.
I'm very interested to know how you got into... There's a moment where he pauses. And then he looks over to Louis, the kobold. And there's this sheer look of exasperation on his face. Just one of those expressions from like a manager where it's like, if I could fire you, I would. Then proceeds to regain his composure, take a deep breath in. I take it based on your arrival here that you have clearly something of urgency to talk about. I assume it has something to do with my research?
Yes, specifically the ooze weirds.
I would assume as such, considering that is the main focus of my research. How can I help you at this moment in time?
Well, I understand there's been some troubles here, and it seems to be something rather similar to some troubles we've had with the Orzhov. Issue of containment. And that's where he's going to elbow Finn, because at this point, Ollie was too focused on getting us in. He does not have a plan to how to properly negotiate this situation.
Finn will politely step forward. Yes, my name is Finnegan Faulkner. These are my associates, Oleander, he points to Ollie, Pyle points to Pyle, and Victor points to Victor.
Mm-hmm.
We're private investigators who've been hired by an Orzhov to assist in investigating a robbery that took place a few days ago. And in the midst of our investigation, we've come across one of your oozes currently eating some of the pipeline that's underneath the city.
When you say that, his face visibly goes pale. Like you've just told him the worst news he could possibly imagine.
We were able to contain it. Unfortunately, we gave it to another Orzhov associate who may be involved with the theft of other Izzet technology. As Finn pulls out his notebook and begins cycling through all of his clues and everything. So, to the best of our knowledge, what we understand is that this Orzhov individual was also had a hand in the theft of some anti-magic technology that was being made over at the Prism University. Now, whether all these situations are connected, random, fact is, things are falling apart everywhere, chaos in general, so we're looking to see how this ooze might have escaped and if it might be connected into a grander scale of all of this.
You said you found it in the sewers?
Correct, yes.
Oh dear, dear, that is not good. That is not good.
When I found it, it was off in the corner next to a broken jar, eating some of the pipe lining. Didn't seem the damage was too extensive, but I was able to contain it and then had it relinquished from me.
Well, that would explain some of.
It seems to have been released on purpose. It did not find its way down there on its own. It was taken and released there.
Well, that would make a lot of sense, considering the fact that we recognized that there was a containment breach, but there was no sign of physical force. There was no sign of any break-ins or breakouts. There was no sign of. I mean, obviously, you can see the issue that we're currently having in the hallway. That is not our responsibility. As far as I'm aware, that has to do something with the elemental oozes that it's on the floors upstairs, and I'm sure someone is in the process of taking care of it right now. Otherwise, the alarm would be sounding. Although I'm a little hesitant to trust our alarm system right now, but nevertheless, that would make a lot of sense. Still not a good thing. Answers some of my questions on to where it got to. Doesn't answer the how, though.
I might have an idea. Would you happen to know any benefactors who help sponsor your research at all?
Well, that's just it. We don't have too many benefactors at this current moment in time, which is in truth part of the reason why when I saw your initial letter, Mr. Bedford, I was ecstatic, although preoccupied. Right now, the only real, shall we say, sponsorship or grants is actually being funded by the Izzet itself and is not necessarily outsourced.
Okay, well that's actually good. That means that anyone who came through here would then have to have been somebody at least from this facility.
Finn will step in just for a moment. And about the letter, we do apologize for that. We were trying to be a bit more covert in our approach, but things have escalated to the point there where you need to start, what's the word? Putting our foot on the gas, as it were.
Putting your foot on the gas. Is that a new turn of phrase?
Someone mentioned the car earlier and it threw me off.
What's a car?
You do seem to have people inside breaking this thing out. We have followed a trail of explosions in our investigation. It would make sense that whoever took your slime works here.
Their brows furrow when you say that. Or I hate to think it, but it may be possible that they don't work here. They're just associated with somebody here.
Which brings me to a couple of persons of interest. Flip page to the notebook. Are you familiar with a Svetlana Kiev? Blonde woman, round hat.
I'm terribly sorry. I can't seem to recall anyone by that name. I don't believe I've met anyone by that name before or that description.
Saris, while Finn is questioning, I imagine that most of the assistants are trying to look busy but are actually just listening to everything that's going on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Ollie would like to just keep watching all of them for any of their reactions to the names that are being dropped right now.
Insight check.
Do. And I also remember that I had the Vizier, so this gets a plus 1d4 once I can find fucking Insight. There it is. Yeah, I definitely need that 1d4. So an 8.
Right now, expressions do not seem to have changed at all. They seem to just, again, trying to perform deceitfully the act of like, oh yes, we are totally doing our job and we are totally checking over all of the different containment cells, if you will, and we are totally doing our daily routines and doing all of our specimen checkups. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Fair enough.
All right, another person of interest. Flips through the pages. Let's see here.
Victor looks at Finn and raises a finger. I assume you are familiar with Isolda Vezeli.
Yes, that was
Yes.
gonna be my next name.
Yes, actually. She's one of the researchers over at the this is DM blanking for a second. Give me a second. I'm so sorry. It's the word for the Mizium thing.
Refinery?
Binary.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
She's one of the researchers over at the refinery. Excellent work, if I may add as well. She's particularly well known for conducting sort of experiments on the magical conductivity of Mizium and how it is able to harness arcane. I believe her most recent research was she was trying to see if she could do more with Mizium. In other words, I believe she was trying to research whether or not Mizium could also be a conduit for other types of magic.
And that's where the penny drops for Ollie. Oh. Just gonna...
Would they have access to your lab, though?
Should not, unless of course that was either, it was someone, unless she were to either pick up an authorization card, or if she was able to I can't imagine anyone being able to break in successfully, so unless someone else let her in, I can't imagine that she
Inciting
would.
the group behind him.
Okie dokie.
$13, and then Oh, 16.
It is at this moment where a lot of them have just stopped working and are just kind of doing that thing that that people tend to do, where they're just like full on staring right now.
Specifically, possibly, can I get a feel for how Louis feels, knowing that Louis keeps keeps either a backup key card or his only key card hidden in an alley?
I'm gonna take a note from Thero, actually, and how he sometimes describes Raycool, shall we say, sweating nervously, in that the color starts to become a little more pale from this little kobold. like when a lizard doesn't get enough sunlight and it starts to look sickly.
Mm-hmm.
Ollie is going to try to nonchalantly move over to Louis and whisper very sparingly, "Did you let her in between 3 and 4 days ago?"
No.
Louis, I am working for people who can and will make your life and afterlife miserable. Let's just say you should probably tell me, if anything.
This kobold is staring at you with wide eyes.
Ollie is literally okay. He is turned, and I want to say his expression is, for all of our older weeb fans, he is Gin Ichimaruing him.
I'm being honest. This time he's actually raising his voice at this point. I'm being honest with you.
Okay. Well then.
And for your information, that is a nat 1 on persuasion.
Ah. So, I have to beat a 1 with an insight, correct?
Yup.
That's a 10. I'm not gonna bother using my vizier.
I mean, it's not necessarily that Louis is being dishonest. It's more along the lines of Louis doesn't want to get in trouble. Louis is already like, I realize I'm in deep shit because I keep showing up to work late, and if I am all associated with this crime, I could lose my job.
Ollie's gonna lean close to him and say, I don't care about turning you in. I care about finding her.
I mean, unless she knows where my stash is, like, genuinely, you are the first group of strangers that I've let in here. Usually they don't get past the front gate. I don't know what was up with him today.
Fair enough. Better question. In your humble opinion, I know this isn't exactly your field of research, but maybe you've picked up something from talking with her. Could a Mizium keycard be made, and could it fool your security system?
How loudly do you say that?
Oh, I am whispering to him. Ollie is trying... Okay.
Roll me a stealth check.
This will be hilarious, and I can't add my vizier to this, so... Where is it?
Oh!
Holy
Well then.
Oh.
To be fair, this is the most Orhaz fucking Ollie has been this entire time.
Holy shit. Okay, yeah, you do a quick peek over your shoulder, Ollie. No one seems to notice your conversation.
I mean, yeah, you'd most likely be listening to the cop asking pointed questions to your boss about somebody coming into your place of work. So yeah, no, Ollie's just like, again, in your humble opinion, how possible is that?
Fuck!
Well, how's that stealth check?
Louis is no longer being stealthy. He just yells fuck.
Ollie's just like,
Also, cop, right?
that. As far as anyone knows, you're wearing blue. The cops wear blue.
Actually, last time I checked, it depends on which faction of the cops. They either wear blue or they wear red.
The cops that don't typically use their fists.
Fair enough.
Well, no, they do use them.
Yeah, you know, that's also fair. Yeah, no, you're right. No, you're both right. You're both right. You're both wrong, and you're both right.
Either way, Ollie's going to just lean back up and try to look as unsuspicious as possible, while Louis is 110% suspicious.
The entire shall we say swarm of assistants kind of like slow turn in unison and look down at the little kobold.
Yeah, Finn does too as he turns around. I beg your pardon?
Pila's
What?
looking down at him like, are you alright, bro?
What? I said a fuck word.
I am legally and professionally allowed to say a fuck word as long as we're not being interviewed. He does have a point. I did say that he was allowed to swear as long as we weren't dealing with clients or being interviewed for the news.
Well, I'm fine with that. I was just more surprised why you would randomly scream it.
Is it truly random though? Just kind of looking at Louis. It seems like out of everyone here, the only person not suspicious is Dr. Splodin, but everyone else here is actually genuinely like, you don't need to do an inside check. They're all kind of staring at Louis like putting the pieces together, going, you're talking to the Orzhov kid and you just said a fuck word. Something happened. What did we miss? What do we need to grab the popcorn? Like, what is the tea? What is happening?
Meanwhile, Ollie believes he's gotten everything he can from Louis, is turning around and he's just staring at one of these weirds in one of their containment fields.
You see one of them currently gnawing on a lead pipe. In real time.
Yeah, under his breath, just go, Fascinating creatures.
Aren't they though? Listen, I didn't think that it would anything would come from it, but of course they're called weirds for a reason. And as soon as we made the first one and realized that it was possible, I'm just fascinated by them.
Oh, true. I could probably still see about finding someone to get some funding towards here. I have a feeling that I might be in for a promotion coming very soon.
Well, I do believe that I was serious about it. At once we, well, I mean, you are telling me that you know where the other weird was. Once we figure out what is going on with our containment breach and we are able to reinstate security, I would love to talk a business deal with you, genuinely, authentically.
Very good, though I feel like the business deal will have to wait till at least a few days until this nasty mess that is obviously beyond the scope of what you thought is dealt with. Just so you know, I'm going to be a bit busy.
Take your time, no rush.
Lovely. Finn, do you have any more questions?
Well, going by everything, just because it's also a Izzet related problem. You happen to know about some of the incidences that are occurring over at the Prism University?
You on a roll? No, I can't say I do, although I'm very familiar with the containment breaches and the complete and total systematic lockdown happening over in the mech labs.
Yep,
I
was
wasn't
afraid of that.
I wasn't aware that anything was happening at the university, though. Please do share.
Well, as I mentioned before, some of the anti-magic technology that was found at the scene of the crime was being developed at the Prism University. And unfortunately, they were trying to make some more prototypes that were stolen by the Miss Svetlana that I had mentioned. So, as far as we're aware, she's been the only named person involved in these problems. But since they haven't visited you, then that means your breacher came in another way.
Interesting. You think that these incidences are connected, then?
Oh, yes.
That's our belief so far. I can't go over every nitty-gritty detail, but the short version is that chaos has been erupting between various different districts of all different guilds, and there's both a connecting point and not a connecting point. And since your slime was found loose in the sewer by somebody, by all means, it could have been someone who was trying to throw another wrench into the whole ordeal.
Well, and if I do know my guild, which I, for better or for worse, know very well, if an Izzet is involved and you think an Izzet is involved, Izzets do love our chaos.
And while they're saying that, Ollie is going to just take out a small piece of paper. About the same size as the paper that Louis gave them the first time. He is just going to write on one side of the paper, "Do you know Izzy's address? And if so, write it on the back of this." And then he is just going to slowly hold it out behind him and tap Louis on the wrist with it.
If I don't, are you gonna be mad?
Are you saying you don't know, or that you aren't going to tell me?
No, I'm telling you that I genuinely don't know.
Okay.
She's big, scary lady. Meh.
Huh. When we met, she was more of a wine aunt, but to each their own. All right.
Listen, when you don't know a person and they have that much success, everyone is intimidating when they are like 5 steps above you.
Oh, and I just know it. Don't worry. Your secret's safe with me for now.
I don't like the sound of that.
Well, let me put it this way. You have not given me a reason to blow your secret.
Fair. Valid.
Yep. You can keep going. Sorry, I just realized that, okay, so we definitely need to go track down Izzy as well. We knew probably, but just figuring out, I was also like, we never asked where they live.
Or another idea. As Finn is closing up the notebook, he cracks it open one more time. On the off chance, we happen to know where the refinery is.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry, that was really disrespectful. Yes. I mean, we know where all of the different laboratories are and all of their functions. And if you are looking for the laboratory that deals with the various different aspects of Mizium and the various different laboratories, including, of course, the refinery, I can tell you where they all are.
Yes, specifically the one that Miss Vesely would happen to be working at.
Yeah, that wouldn't be hard to find. Did you need me to write it down?
If you could, please. We're not from here, so obviously we're trying to ask for directions, as it were.
Respectfully, it is very obvious that you are not familiar. Proceeds to just ask, hold a hand out for your notebook,
Gives it.
and proceeds to, in very nice, fanciful very clean cursive writing, gives you written directions, as well as a sort of another little scribbled out map. It seems to be a bunch of different buildings kind of in a network, and then a little star in the middle of the box, where he then hands it back to you, points to it, and says, the one with the star in it is the building you're looking for.
Fantastic. Finn closes the notebook and pockets it. With that, we're sorry for taking time out of your day, but we appreciate your assistance in our investigation.
Victor
No.
raises a hand.
Yeah, yes?
I do have one question. Your ooze, it eats metal. How does it react to Mizium?
That we don't know, actually. We haven't gotten far enough in our research to be able to start testing Mizium, and of course, what with the shortage that's happening citywide, we haven't been able to request any, not even scraps at this point.
If you were to take a guess,
I would imagine. I mean, because of the way that oozes work, they break down materials that they are quote-unquote digesting. And I would have reason to believe, because of the way that Arcana as a whole works, it would do one of two things. Either one, it would destroy the ooze, as magic is one of the few things that can destroy oozes without, shall we say, recoil damage. And number two, there's a possibility that it may absorb the magic and itself become magical. But of which we don't know. We haven't tested it yet.
Thank you. Looks back at Finn.
All right, perfect. With that, we will go ahead and be on our way. I hope you all have a pleasant afternoon.
And we do, as much as you shouldn't be in here, kind of side-eyes Louis, I do actually appreciate you showing up. Having answers has been both beneficial and, in some respects, though not all, a relief. Gives us shall we say, next steps to take.
Do you have measures of containment in case you have to retrieve one in the wild?
Well, what this means we're going to have to do, I mean, as far as these are concerned, and he gestures to the ones that are currently in their little containment cells, these will not break out without the authorization cards. That is how we access the specimens, and that's how we contain the specimens. Without an authorization card, you can't possibly do anything. Not even a spell will break through these, not without a very, very, very high level of magic, that is. and by that point, you've probably honestly triggered a completely different alarm system that we have set in place, naturally speaking. My guess is, in order for us to ensure containment moving forward, we are going to have to do a thorough internal investigation of our own and likely find a new method of containment to prevent this from happening again.
Understandable. I'm glad we can at least assist with that. With that, Finn will turn to the group. Unless anybody else has anything new, I'd say it's safe to clear to our next subject.
Victor nods.
Ollie will rejoin the group.
Pyle is tapping on a glass, looking at the ooze. Huh? Oh, yeah.
As you tap on the glass, the ooze is like responding to you.
Oh, cool. They're stuck in a tapping loop.
I feel like the ooze is just being like, "You're not supposed to do that."
No, stop it!
The ooze is like pushing itself up against the glass to match the rhythm that you are tapping.
Wonderful. As soon as she realizes that the party is looking at her, she'll quickly stand up straight, and put her hands behind her back. Yeah, no,
All right. With that, we will depart.
All right. And as we start heading outside, once we are well outside and they close that big containment door.
First and foremost, you'll note that the water is no longer rushing. There's still water in the hallway. It's still about knee deep, but it's no longer gushing out of the piping. Seems that in the span of time that you were having a conversation, the water was shut off.
I'm sure that didn't cause a problem for any other area in the Izzet community, considering how careful they are about infrastructure.
See, this is why you need to winterize your pipes.
Well, I'm glad we don't gotta clean this up.
So,
I don't suppose you have a mop.
but yeah, once they are fully away from any of the research team and the doctor.
The door's shut
Okay, good.
and locked behind you, so you are standing in a very wet hallway amongst yourselves.
So it was Isolde who did this, and most likely using her mastery of Mizium to just circumvent the security entirely by creating her own key card.
Is that what the little guy was screaming fuck for?
Yes.
Oh, goodies.
And apparently she's far less nice to people below her.
Huh. That surprises me. But we only just met briefly in a bar.
True.
On that note...
True, and they might have suspected that, the second Orzhov person they might have met might not be as nice to them as Svetlana seems to be.
With that, Finn will present the page's notepad where the directions were written. I guess we are heading to the refinery and we're tracking down on Dr. Isolde.
Victor nods.
Also,
Pyle also nods.
Pyle, remind me, how
Yes.
long can you do that thing where you search for a specific object?
She'll lift her eyes a little bit and think about it. I say as I quickly open my spell sheet.
I totally know the feeling.
Fucking, where is it? Where is locate object?
Second
Why
level.
is it not on my sheet? There it is. She'll look down at him. About 10 minutes.
Well, I'd say about halfway to our way to the refinery. Could you try that spell, specifically since I know you met, Isolde? You noticed how she kept her hair up with a pair of goggles? Why don't you look for that specific pair of goggles?
I could try. She kind of scratches her neck a little bit. I'm not sure, because I ain't really, I've seen it, but I ain't really interacted much with it. But I can try. It's no harm in trying.
Fair enough. I'm just trying to think of anything. Because, well, we know Svetlana's involved because she hasn't been back to work. Which is, you don't want to know what they'd punish you for negligence like that in our guild.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
That okay was me reading the spell sheet just to be sure that to verify what Pyle just said, and it just says describe or name an object. Okay,
yeah,
that
it's
is
just about
familiar. So vaguely familiar. Yeah, close enough.
Yeah.
Worth a shot.
yeah. And plus, for 10 minutes on a crowded area with 1,000 feet of radius, that's a pretty wide net.
And yeah, in that case, we shall proceed to the refinery following the directions.
And that is, I think, a good place for us to take a break.
Woo!
All right.
Wonderful.
All right.
I will be back promptly.
Are we making good progress or slow progress?
So, do you want the honest answer?
Yes, please.
I didn't make that art fast enough.
Oh,
Well, we will see. We will see. We could easily get distracted.
No. I didn't make that art fast enough.
listen. If you need me to vamp with a bit, I can fake a whole Columbo one scene right now.
True. I was also about to do a whole thing for this where, hey chat, this breaks time is where I would put a sponsorship if I had one.
I'm just gonna go to the bathroom.
See, here's the thing. Like, you're the DM. You can, at any point, throw just a bagel stand on the way to the
No.
refinery. You make a
Nope.
whole thing
Nope.
with that.
Nope. This is the bed that I've made, and I shall lie in it. I'm genuinely not upset. It was a very last minute decision for me to make this artwork. Thinking that I was foolishly thinking that I would have more time. But I have enough here that I can at least make myself a token.
Neato.
Yeah.
Also, how you doing, Chad?
Oh,
During
but
this show, I hope.
I never thought that there'd ever be a moment when we first created these characters where Ollie would act like a proper Orzhov advocate. Meanwhile, then you gave me the present that was Louis. Oh.
I do want to point out the through line. Like, from the moment the oozes appeared, they have been the hyperfixation of Victor. Like, this is the most he has interacted outside of Golgari people, as far as asking questions go.
Also, Saris, did you see earlier in the call text where, because we totally forgot, I never properly wrote up a letter that he would have sent to Augustus, so the exact parameters of it would be there.
I am back.
That is super helpful because again, I forgot to remind you to do the thing.
And I'm gonna be honest, I forgot to remind you to remind me, which is how a lot of our conversations go.
It's fine. I am gonna take care of some DM things really quickly, and then I'm going to take a break. So our break may be like a smidgen on the longer side. I'm so sorry.
Fine. Also, Earl King West, thank you for the $20. Unfortunately, apparently now my activity feed does not track that. So I
We
can't
also had a
actually read
raid.
the meta. Yes, from Zai.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. But yeah, no, this has been a great fun time. Oh.
So I'm going to be right back.
Oh, that's fine.
Congratulations, you've thrown me a curveball that I didn't expect. You guys keep throwing me curveballs, and it's great, but I've never felt more panicked as a DM in my life.
I am proud that I could be that for you, as well as completely sorry.
Are you, though?
I mean, I'm not. I'll be honest.
I was gonna say.
Well,
I live off of curveballing people.
well. Speaking of that, Sako, let me send you something. That since now that we're on break, I did a quick peek at the Twitters. Because I forgot that's. Well, oh wait, so no, yeah, that's because this is Friday.
Okay, and with that, I will be RB.
Alrighty.
Funk.
Jesus Christ.
Oh. This is also, I am so glad I've gotten to use nearly all of the skills that I never actually put on a warlock, because almost all my warlocks are socially inept children.
You fascinate me as a warlock player.
Listen, I always play my characters exactly as how they are going to be. And also, 2 of them became warlocks not by actively seeking out a patron, but because stuff happened, and 1 found their patron and they weren't picky, so they just made sure they didn't die. And the other one, their patron is literally part of their own consciousness at this point. So the funny thing is that both the patron and the warlock for Union are anxious messes. Now, the warlock I'm about to play in another upcoming game, which sadly, I actually now have some other soon projects that I can't wait to tell people about, but unfortunately, I can't talk about them. One, because one is not on my channel, and one is because we are still trying to put together parts for that. That being said, look forward. There's going to be at least one other warlock I play soon, and that warlock will be level 17. Oh, that time where they're like, which power word did you choose? Yes. I was like,
you know the one.
Well, no, I took all of them. I'm level 17. I get 9th level spells. Plus, I'm playing a character who 90% of all of their magic is enchantment-based. Guess what the power words actually are? So I was like, yeah, no, this guy just constantly talks his way out of things. This way, he just talks some things into existence. Or inexistence. Non-existence? That's the word I'm looking for. Non-existence. Ooh. I was just scanning through some stuff.
Hello, I've returned.
Welcome. Now that you're back, I'm going to use the bathroom.
Do it, I dare you.
Watch me pee so fast.
Fast as fuck, boy! Run all around the house!
He is, though. It's scary.
Valid. So, kids, what'd I miss?
Uh-oh. Farting around.
Valid. Sorry, the way you started that, made me go, uh-oh.
I am returned.
Welcome back.
See? Told you.
Damn, you right, though.
I mean, listen, my toilet from my computer chair is less than 10 steps. Because
you know what? Valid.
Yeah, I mean, I live in a 1-story house that was made in the 70s. So the person who made it was like, bathroom, master bedroom, and across from it, other bedroom. They're like, people are going to need to get here. It's centrally located. Oh,
ow, fuck.
There's so many sound memes I'm going to have to look at after we're done with this today. Oh, but this has been great. Also, Manda, I love how you play cleric. For something that we have planned, I am going to show people that I'm about to play a very different kind of cleric.
Oh, God, you're going to kill people, aren't you?
Yes. Well, actually, no, you can't kill what's not alive.
No, that's when you resurrect them and then you kill them again.
Well, I put it this way. I'm already playing a Yuan Ti. So...
Hey, me too.
Yes, only, unlike yours, mine doesn't come from the Hollow Earth, but he did end up in a very scary place.
Mm.
I think when I was describing them to the DM, I said, I'm going to make a socially acceptable Goblin Slayer. And a lot of my memes have circled around that. So much so that I literally chose what weapon they are using based on pragmatism.
Oh boy.
I heard that Goblin Slayer is getting a second season soon, and I'm low-key excited.
A second season and a movie, yeah.
Yeah. The movie that they did come out with was it was okay. Could have been better.
Actually, I think I can show you guys a picture of the thing I was talking about. Just like 1 second. Yes, because I can copy images. I just have to scroll through a lot of things. There. Yes. Yeah, this is going to be their default weapon, only it'll look scarier.
Let me see. I am observing. Oh!
Yes.
Practical.
Yes. So much so that I realized that even if I was fighting in a place where, depending on the length of your weapon, being able to swing might be an issue, with that, all you have to do is choke up on it really far and then just start punching.
True.
I should also...
Oh, there it is. Oh, good. I do still have this fucking meme. Had to go diving into my folder. There you go. Relevant.
Well, no, the way I always describe it, it's the from the original Goblin Slayer trailer where it just shows him with the tracking red eye.
Oh, you mean this one?
That's exactly the one I've been using. Yes. And I'm flavoring it is that he has a hood on his outfit that when things get bad, he pulls a Zorro, pulls up the hood, and now you can only see snake eyes and a big hood silhouette. So now he's Cobra mode.
Oh, hood up, let's go. Hood up, stanced up.
Hood up, stanced up, preparing to swing.
That reminds me, Vaughn.
Mm-hmm.
To give you a quick catch up on some of the best things happening in wrestling this week. I believe it was on Dynamite, yeah. So, Luchasaurus got a name change.
I heard.
Oh?
He is now just Kill Switch, named after Christian's finisher. And Nick Wayne got named The Prodigy as his moniker. And the segment immediately fell apart when Christian tried to make Nick Wayne concerto his mom. And then, before they could, Edge came out and saved him, saved the mom, and then threw Christian and Killswitch out of the ring. Had Nick Wayne right in front of his own mom, propped up for the concerto. Christian is screaming, "That's my son, don't do it." The mom is screaming, "That's my son, don't do it." And Edge just flattens him with a chair and concertos.
If that was me before I even did that, I would just go, "Everybody, somebody's son."
Also, I'm back.
Christian remains
Welcome
the
back.
best thing happening right now.
Yes, if you would have told me when they first signed him, because actually you were in the call when they first signed him, and that was the crowd going mild, and the one person from TNA who watched TNA going, "Oh!"
That was me.
I know. I couldn't remember. Okay, that was 3 years ago.
Well, I didn't watch TNA, but I knew Christian could be good.
I mean, if you're not obsessed on like obscuring his face with a dot, sure.
Well, let's put it this way: the man found the perfect gimmick for. He isn't even out of shape. He should have taught this to all of the fully dad-bodied guys his age. But no, he weaponized a turtleneck as wrestling attire. The man's a genius.
And he literally, it's come to the point where anybody who has a dead father, he knows in character to immediately address that or say, "I'm aware of that."
I just believe that he just went on every. I just believe that at one point Christian just went across the entire roster, went to their Wikipedia pages, checked to see, parent status. Are they alive? Oh.
Like,
I
that's the
have
kind of villain
returned.
shit I either
Welcome,
want to
Nick.
have as an NPC or a character that I can play.
Also, welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Why did that switch over? Roll 20, you've betrayed me.
That's okay. It does that a lot.
I was about to say, then it's working as possibly intended. We don't know about the programmers.
All right. Well, I'm officially back.
All right, well,
Wibbles.
that should be all of us. So if anyone needs anything else, now's the time to speak up.
Uh-huh.
I need
a
a winning
hug.
lottery. Yeah, there you go. I need a winning lottery ticket and a hug.
I can't reach, but if you can accept a snail mail,
Absolutely, always
okay, I'll send you a hug.
wonderful.
Post office opens at 8 a.m. tomorrow, so
Good luck, because tonight is Black Friday.
All right.
See, this is one of the reasons I'm sad I don't live in America right now, is that I can't go into Walmart parking lots and watch the chaos.
Man, we live down the street from a Walmart on one of the busiest roads in Idaho, and it's just like a fucking madhouse.
You want to know what okay, I'm going to go back to this screen since we are all on one tangent. I want to finish it off. I can't believe there's one thing that I survived doing, and that is one night I was hanging with my friend after Thanksgiving, and he's like, what do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? Well, I just go to like a store and see if anyone gets killed during Black Friday? Sure. Could not get into Target, could walk right into Walmart, just walked around. Hey, that's actually a good deal. Just take stuff that, like, we're not trying to get any of the super great deals, like trying to get a PS4 or something. I was just like, oh, I need to replace my controller. Yeah, that's $20 for a wireless controller? Hell yeah. We survived, saw one person get punched, and then left.
See, the only time that I ever went to Walmart during a Black Friday, we went halfway around the store. I realized, I see. There's so many people here. I'm having an anxiety attack. Kyle, please take me to the car.
Truly on brand. But now I think it's time for us to start.
yeah, I would agree with that. So you all, leave the building, and I take it you all do you beeline? How does this go?
I'd say pretty much accelerated walking.
You
Now we have,
Yeah,
now we have even more
totalizing
reason
him.
to suspect Zelda.
Speed walking, but with spice.
as you get about halfway to your destination, I need you all to make dexterity saving throws.
Oh no! What did I do?
Doodly-doo.
6.
13.
6.
12 for Victor.
Yeah.
The
Finn and Kyle are
ground,
in the middle of a conversation.
the ground begins to shake like
Oh.
tremors, and
Oh.
both Finn and Pyle, you begin to lose your footing as you fall, either on your tum-tum or on your ass.
Victor will try to grab them if he can.
Dex save.
Will do. 13.
I'm gonna say you probably can catch one of them, but not the other.
Oh no!
He will catch Finn. He trusts his Pile to be sturdier.
It's fair.
Yeah.
You don't take any damage, but that tremor was powerful enough to, despite the cobblestone roads and the very firm, solid ground below you, jostle all four of you. And you have the sneaking suspicion, just a gut feeling, that this is no coincidence.
Victor looks at the group.
Oh great! Another earthquake.
Yes. Were there any explosive noises?
Not that you heard. No, not even with your passive perception.
I was just gonna say, well, now I think it's the time to run. Running sounds good.
Yeah, agreed.
Oh, I'm coming. I'm coming. Pyle, who is fucking her feet have apparently buckled under her. She's trying to get back up. I'm coming. I'm coming. I got it.
Yeah, now Victor will will try help you get up.
She just does a full body shake. Okay, yeah, no, I'm good. I got it. She'll nod at Victor and then she'll look to Ollie. Should I start looking for them goggles?
I think that would be advisable, yes.
All right. And she will. I don't actually. I'm pretty sure we can do this while she's moving with the crew. She'll put her hand on Victor to kind of guide her along as she's doing this, and she will cast Locate Object. While we're shimmy shammying.
For consistency's sake, Victor will flinch a little, but then he will just like, okay.
Sorry, buddy.
I love that our most physical member on the team is touch-starved.
The object that you are looking for is in the direction.
I'm sorry, what was it?
The object that you are looking for is in the direction you're running.
Sorry, you cut off. It is
In the
indirect.
direction we're running.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, it came through on that
yeah.
time.
Yeah, no, the second time I heard it, like on the direction we're running.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as basically as Victor is pulling or leading Pyle along as we're speed walking with Spice. Pyle's eyes. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you first.
Oh, I was gonna say Pyle's eyes will open as she kind of breaks the trance. They're in the direction that we're running. Oh, we're heading.
Okay, good.
And as the four of you run, you find a rather tall, metallic, and I do mean literally metallic building. It seems to have been armored additionally to its brick stature with walls that are very mechanical, metal in nature, for one reason or another. You come across, very similarly to before, a fence enclosing this specific building, which just so happens to be the same building that you were referenced to go to. And sure enough, you find the gates, except the gates, well, one of them seems to be rocking a bit off, and the little card reader that you saw before that at the previous laboratory was flashing a blue light is currently a steady, non-flickering, non-flashing red light.
Not ones for subtlety. Let's go.
Sorry, you cut out. What did you say?
Oh, I said, well, not ones for subtlety. Well, let's go.
Then
So, Ollie's at least heading inside.
okay. Sorry. The way it was described, I didn't know if there was a door open or.
The gates were on its hinges, but of course you approach the front door. The front door itself is not on hinges. It's metallic in nature. It does have a front, shall we say, door handle that appears not to have a card reader like the gate, which tells you at the very least you could probably get in the front doors so long as you're able to get into the gate, which, of course, with it being off its hinges, is no issue for you.
Fair enough. Then
Looking
yeah,
at
we'll
the condition
shall
of the
proceed.
gate. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
Looking at the condition of the gate, Victor will actually stop, look at among his things, and take out the tiny bag of dried mushrooms, and like present it to the group. We might need this. Each take one.
True. Also, quick question. We made tea last session, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so we still blessed. Let's go, fam.
That is 5 hours. Yeah.
Hashtag blessed. I'm sorry, what did the
5
little
hours, right?
mushrooms do again?
The mushrooms will give you that A count as a ration, and B give you 5 temp HP.
Ah, okay.
Let me double check here. But yeah, I believe it's 5. My microphone. Yeah, 5 temp HP.
That's fine.
Ollie will hold off because you might have noticed that whenever Ollie goes into his thing, he looks very dead, but seems very fortified. Being that I already get 10 hit points, so I will wait till those get dropped before taking this mushroom.
Yeah, but have it in your person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Adding to inventory, 5H temp HP mushroom squishy friend. Got it.
Also, I've got the Balm of Life Saving, and I am one of our 2 healers, so...
Yeah, let's go.
Do you open the doors?
Yes.
You open the doors to find yourself in a giant, well, what looks to be a single open room, though there is a door towards the back. You notice that this thing is lit up with electrical lights rather than typical lanterns, and the entire place is bright. You see machinery, unknown sorts of inventions and some type of constructed, they clearly arcane work all around you, and well, why leave it up to your imagination when I can just show you?
Ooh.
Ooh.
You see above the ground is a giant cylindrical, it almost looks like an hourglass encased with a bunch of different spinning metal frames, spherical or circular ellipses. But instead of it being sand in the hourglass, you notice that there is some type of bright green energy that seems to be swirling almost like a vortex going between the top and the bottom. You notice that this this mechanism is attached to 2 different valves that lead into 2 different giant, and I do mean giant, containers full of some type of bright blue liquid, that these tanks seem to be big enough that you can't see the bottom. They go straight into the floor below. You notice these 3 connected spheres of green, well, something, it's probably arcane in nature, that are connected to each other and also connected to a tube that goes into the floor as well. You notice that there are a couple other little smaller machines that are placed variously around the room that immediately catch your eye. There are other things, but it's a little difficult to see from the entrance. Let me make sure, because sometimes Roll20 is weird about it, that you have full permission to move.
I will check.
And
Yes, we need the permission.
okay, sorry about that.
You are totally fine.
Also, this looks very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good job.
I was
Yeah.
looking at all the, I was especially looking at like the magical centrifuge, and I was just like, oh, that looks so cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love 13 Ghosts. Let's go.
You say that I just the other day was treated to the death battle between Scooby Doo and Courage the Cowardly Dog. That was a deciding factor.
They're apparently going to make it into a
Vincent
television
Van Gogh.
series soon.
Alrighty, you
in
all
this-
should have your. Yeah, you should all be
In
good.
this house, we stand any show with Vincent Price in it.
They also made a movie that referenced it to try to finish the series the first time.
Yeah, I never seen it, but I know it's besides the point.
With that, Finn will look to Pile. Is your locate spell still pinging?
Is it still pinging DM?
Yes,
Pile will
It's-
not.
it's nearby.
Meanwhile,
Finn will.
uh,
Oh.
I was just gonna say, I also wanted to use something because I don't care about how many uses I have, considering where we are. Ollie's also going to use his spirit sense, just in case there might be some undead hanging around the area, or at least within 60 feet of this area.
Valid.
You
But,
detect no undead. And I do have a really important question before you all collectively move forward.
Yes.
Were you quiet upon entry? And are you stealthing now?
Finn would be.
Stealth roll, please.
Oh my god. That's a 3.
Victor, for his part, is not, and he's actually shield out.
Okay, shield out.
I don't know.
Like
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
the gate is the gate was like hinting off for him that like he has to be on guard.
I don't know if Pyle would be stealthing, but she would be like just walking while she's focusing on the spell. So she's not like barreling into the room, but I'd say it's probably more just a cautious, casual walk.
Okay.
But
Also,
oh, sorry.
no, you finish. I interrupted.
No, you're okay. When Finn asks her, she'll say, "We're coming up on it," and she will promptly look around where her spell is pinging.
Hold on a second.
Uh-huh.
Pretty close.
And then she will gesture. She will point with her finger. In the direction.
Well, Ollie will look to Victor, and he is just going to do a very patronizing, lean roll of the arms, direct forward. There you go.
After you.
Victor will start moving then, and for just mechanics sake, I assume the time we were at the laboratory would not count as a short rest.
No.
I imagine. No, perfectly fine. Victor looks back at the group, and be right back, and start moving in the direction.
He's just going to look to Pyle. Maybe you should follow him just very slowly.
Finn will be following him.
The thing is that, again, Victor is not stealthy, so...
As soon as you step on there, you hear clank, clank of the metal as you realize that flooring is a giant grate. And as you peer over, I'm assuming your right shoulder, you look down, and that is a basement. And that is stone directly underneath you, along with all of the mechanisms that you see below.
How long is the fall? Like, how high are we from the
An
basement?
entire story and a half.
So 15 feet.
A little bit more than that.
You're right. This is
probably
basically a warehouse. That's probably about 20 feet. So that'd be like 30.
Yeah.
Victor will actually keep walking on the grate, and he is stomping.
Yep.
He's actually trying to make noise.
Okay.
Seeing what he's doing.
Go
we need to
ahead
the
and
opposite way.
roll an intimidation check, Victor.
Will do. Oh, my boy. 15. Better than I
Okay.
expected.
Okay.
I actually just realized there's something that I can do that I've only done once, but because I can do it without burning a spell, I am going to... You are going to watch as, just like before, when Ollie was trying to get you guys out of the situation with the beast, a bunch of the spirits are going to wrap around him, and he's going to slowly fade from sight. I'm casting invisibility with a use of my Gift of the House Bedford.
Ooh.
Ooh. I'm gonna go ahead and mark you real quick then. Mark your token just to indicate invisibility.
Out of curiosity, you casting it just on yourself, or can you like add more people to that?
if I was casting it with a spell slot, I could, but this is a free
fair
cast, so it's base level.
Mm-hmm.
Pile noticing the grate will be like, and turn it back and let's not step on that, and she'll just go around it.
Not for hooves.
Equines don't like grates.
Mm-hmm.
They are scary.
Ollie, as you're walking, you realize that the light fixture is actually below you. It's completely fine for you to walk on. It's not like the light is on the top of the grate. It seems to be underneath, but it seems to be designed to light from both below it and also above it.
Smart. Well, Ollie's just going to, since he's probably not casting a shadow either, just mosey on over and just be looking down, see if he sees anything.
You see a lot. You see a lot.
Okay, let me rephrase that. See anything living, or the approximation therein.
I think because of all of the different things, I mean, some of these, as you can see, like tubings and whatnot, are scaling multiple stories. There is a lot of tubing happening here, a lot of vats, tanks, ball-like things. You really aren't sure if that's pure magic or if that's contained somehow. But it actually is obstructing a lot of your vision down into the basement below. For those who are curious, basically what you can see on this map from the bird's eye view is what you can see.
Fair enough.
Visual will keep on moving this side.
Mm-hmm.
Can I walk under the big...
You can. You can.
Perfect.
It is towering above you. You actually get a good look at it from down below, and this thing from where it is currently is about no less than 12 feet tall. And it is like probably in total about 20 feet above you. It's about 10 feet below the ceiling. It's big. It's big.
Yeah. And again, stomping all the way. And
Yep.
keeping his eyes and ears open to see if he sees anyone. Especially because he's expecting to find
Interestingly, yeah. Well, and interestingly enough, you look and you don't see anything out of the ordinary. You don't see any goggles, which is what you were paying. What your lovely centaur friend has indicated. You don't see any people. It is just the four of you.
Question. These I'm assuming these are stairs right
They
here.
They are, yes.
Do they go up or down?
Down.
Finn will try to look down there and see if there's anything that he can perceive in the lower level that stands out other than the concrete floor from below.
Seems to be intentionally difficult to see. It's one of those types of stairs that will loop around itself. Like not like a spiral staircase, but it'll go down like a half story or a story, and then there will be a landing, and then it'll go down in the opposite direction.
Finn will, as far as we can, before I do this, as far as we can see, there's nobody present in this section, is there?
Not that you see, but you can make a perception check to see if you notice anything else. And this goes for all of you.
Yeah.
I would love to.
Pile is
darn it! Are you kidding me? 9.
Roll20 hates you for some weird. Well, hates Finn for some weird reason.
Time to reload. Time to reload.
My last few rolls.
Oh, Pile, please.
That duality, though.
I'm so sad.
9, 3, 6, 5, 24, 13. Yeah.
That's it. I'm reloading Roll20. This is BS.
Only with them beepers.
This actually makes a lot of sense to me, given the structure of the infrastructure of this physical building, as you are all collectively, either standing on stone tile or metallic grate. There's a lot in here that would dampen any sort of auditory or make it difficult to see anything visually. But Ollie,
Mm-hmm.
you hear. Well, and I should have physically grabbed one. I know that you would know this above game, but I'm not sure if Ollie would know this. Do you ever hear the sound of one of those? They're the type of wrenches that are like they latch onto the knob and then you crank them.
Oh,
Like the
I know the exact wrench you're
Socket
talking
wrench?
about. Yes, socket wrench.
yes, socket wrench. You can. It's so faint. It is so faint, but you can hear a socket wrench coming from downstairs.
I would believe that any point he's ever seen anyone fix something, he probably would at least remember the sound because that is a very specific sound that you grow up with.
Mm-hmm. You can hear that coming from downstairs. You can't see anything because, like I said, that giant mechanism is in the way, but you can hear it. In addition to all of the bubbling and gurgling and the steam that occasionally erupts out of whatever it is that you're standing upon. Yeah, you can hear that coming from downstairs.
All right. He is going to come over, and he is going to... Actually, 1 second. And he is going to try to whisper in a low tone, which luckily, again, this place dampens sound. Victor, they're about directly below us.
You will startle him for a bit because again he's in high alert.
Yeah.
Like, you see an axe swing by, like nearby.
Yep,
Like,
that's why I moved to 10 feet away.
Yeah, I appreciate that because I was going to ask you. Yeah. Yeah, Victor will will actually swing. Stop. Oh.
Finn will make hand motions from where he's standing, indicating with like walkie steps with his fingers going downward and then pointing at the floor in front of him.
Victor looks at Finn, looks down, looks at Finn, and unfurls his wings.
Oh.
And
Pile.
jumps.
Oh.
Pyle looks at Finn, looks down, looks where Victor jumped, looks at Finn. He sees her make that face. The
Excalibur face.
yes. Pyle internally. Stairs. Why has it always got to be stairs?
But yeah, because of Manta Glide, I get basically.
I am gonna need from you, and not for the reasons you think.
Oh,
I am in fact going to need a dexterity saving throw from you.
will do. That's gonna be fun.
And not for the reasons you think. Oh my god, no! Oh,
Christ.
oh,
He flew into the bug zapper, didn't he?
oh no!
I can't help it. It's so beautiful.
You joke! You joke!
I do.
However, Victor,
Yes.
you fly between the shiny metallic green orb thing and this giant spherical mechanism. And buddy, I'm so sorry. I was not prepared for this. Oh my god. You take... Holy fucking shit. I'm so sorry, dude.
No, you're fine.
Oh my god, you take 18 points of lightning damage as you are hit with pure arcane energy.
Ow.
And all of you collectively hear from below you, what was that?
Well, stealth was never an option. Ollie is they now hear the sound of running, and they're probably looking at a smoking, pissed off, 8-foot-tall bug man.
Oh, you did not land. You are now prone on the ground because that was a critical failure. I'm so sorry.
Fair enough.
It's the fucking Peter Griffin fall.
But where am I standing? Like still above the grate, or did I make it down?
Oh, you are down. You are on the ground. I can't move you just yet, but you are on the ground, I promise.
Finn will immediately run down the stairs here.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. You sure do. And I'm about to... Sorry, I had to fix the map to be accurate to what's happening. So...
We're doing great here, guys. I'm so proud of us.
As the three of you come down the stairs, and Victor, as you pull yourself together, you look, and you see, sure enough, Vesely couple standing in front of a giant 10-foot-tall construct that seems to be built with half machine and half plant. It has one arm that seems to just extend out into a pink like orb. It has a bright red orb sticking out of its chest, and in this moment you notice 3 coins directly below it. Its left arm, mechanical in nature, seems to have multiple different points of connection along its oh gosh, what is the section of the body that's between the wrist and the elbow? It's not the forearm.
Upper arm?
Upper arm, thank you. And its one eye is a bright, glowing pink and purple that just seems to hit the light just right. And the other eye, a burning gold, almost looking like flame. And as I said, intermixed with all of the coilage, you see literal plants holding this thing together. And the 2 of them look to the 4 of you and go, "Ah! Well, it appears that we have visitors, my love. I wasn't expecting this kind of outcome. This is really interesting. Hello, friends!"
Invisible Ollie
before
just slowly moving towards Victor.
Oh, don't worry. I had to describe it for you, but now let me... oh, no, we are here. Cool, we are here.
Well,
Sorry.
Before Finn replies, looking at this thing's eyes, in particular, oh boy, would he recognize either of those objects as either an orb of shielding or eye of arcane?
You see an eye of arcane, you see an orb of shielding, and you see 3 soul points.
Son of a bitch.
For his part, Victor will use his lower arms to help himself up whenever he has the chance.
Oh, I've assumed you pulled yourself up.
Perfect.
And he is just... You are going to then also, as Ollie quickly does something, because as much as being invisible would help, that thing is big and scary, and, yeah... Especially while they're monologuing. They want to talk. Go ahead. Just ignore. You'll see the rolls.
Meanwhile, Pyle is just very slowly, is like the last one down the stairs. As she makes it, she just kind of stops and goes, "Ah, made it. I'm getting better at this."
We were hoping for a more dramatic entrance, but did not count on your... As he looks towards the engine over there, your little experiment there imploding.
Oh, yeah, that... Well, respectfully, that is a ball of pure arcane.
Oh, what I want to address is that big thing. As Finn now actively for the first time in about a day and a half, it's been killer. Finally takes out a new cigar, lights it, and points it at the mechanical anomaly, we'll call it.
Oh, you like it? It's my creation. It's my newest one. I'm very, very proud of it.
What's its function?
It does a lot of things. Mainly offensive things, but not in the cultural standpoints, but in the fighting explosive and well, that kind of offensive.
I'm particularly interested in those eyes and those coins, as Finn points to those objects.
Oh, aren't they so fascinating? Yeah, I just recently learned about them, and they are very, very, very cool what they're able to do. I was honestly not sure that it was going to work, but it's worked out lovely. In this moment, you notice that she seems to be just completely engaged with all of you. Lysander, on the other hand, seems to be like reading the room and doing a vibe check. He is in fact going to insight all of you. This is where, Victor, your intimidation roll, I'm just going to carry over. This is where this comes into effect. But for the rest of you,
Ignoring him face falling into them.
well, you did stomp, and you also just pulled yourself off the ground from being hit by pure unadulterated arcane energy and lived to tell the tale. So, that's still pretty intimidating, actually, when you think about it. But the rest of you are welcome to any number of roll that is essentially like your presence currently in this vibe check, whether that is deception, you're trying to have a poker face, intimidation, you're trying to give off the aura of like, I'ma fuck you up, whatever suits your fancy, whatever you think is best.
1,000% deception. Finn's trying to drag this out.
Pyle just looks absolutely pleased with herself. She made it down the stairs.
24.
I'm trying.
Ollie
Can I be last? Because I'm trying to fully picture exactly where he is mentally right now.
For Finn, he's specifically deceiving because he's trying to make it look like they just happened to walk in, when internally he knows they are a lot more involved than what they initially said.
Mm-hmm. Victor had a 15 for intimidation. Pyle,
Yeah.
you're looking proud of yourself. Do you want to do persuasion in this case?
Sure, I guess. Just fucking little happy anime, like little sparkles around her head, like, yeah, I did it. I'm getting so good at these stairs. Why'd I wait so long to practice? Dirty 20.
And Ollie?
I would say that Ollie right now, he looks like he is weighing his odds, but he also would probably look intimidating because, well, they are brazenly throwing around stuff they robbed specifically from him, but also he's specifically never given anyone his last name when they met.
Mm-hmm.
For very
You are still
specific
invisible,
reasons.
though, right?
What was that?
Ollie is still invisible, I believe.
No,
That's what I was.
I had to heal.
Yeah.
I healed you, so you got back pretty much almost all the damage you took, and Ollie came out of visibility. So yeah, that should already be a bad sign, because you don't go into some place invisible that you feel like you're not in danger. But Ollie's also just going to be looking at this man, and he would probably also remember Ollie was mean-mugging him the last time. He's just going to be like, he probably should have asked his last name, so I'll let you decide if that should be a deception or intimidation.
I think in this case, deception, because you were trying to be invisible.
Fair enough. I can at least add my vizier roll to it.
Not bad.
Just for confirmation, you healed me for 13, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I said in the Discord I healed you full, because you only lost your temp.
He didn't
no.
have the mushrooms.
Oh, you
I
didn't
have
eat
not.
it yet.
I have not taken the mushrooms, and I am carrying over damage from the fireball from last session. So I am far from full, but still better than I was.
Oh, this is great. This is great. Okay. But yeah, no, so that is a 21 for deception.
Okay.
Don't you mean a 20 me?
So, am I to understand that your investigations have led you into here?
We just had a couple of extra questions, primarily about where'd you got those. He points to the thefted objects again.
Oh, well, I mean, if you want the blunt answer. A really, really good friend of mine, of ours, actually, offered some suggestions as to where exactly we could get the specific items that I was hoping to test on, and then she said it was free game. Although I was very surprised at how difficult. Although, I mean, it would make sense that an Orzhov vault would have a lot more, shall we say, safety precautions, but I was under the impression that she had full access, so I'm not entirely... That is neither here nor there. This is all to say that a lovely friend of ours allowed us to have these to test with.
It's funny because she did not have
Allowed
clearance
you
for
to
that.
have.
Two people spoke at the same time.
Oh, sorry.
You're good. Finn first, Ollie second.
Yeah, Finn was just saying, questioning, allowed you to have?
Ollie?
Yes, that's very interesting wording, considering she had neither the right, the permission, or the rank to even say something like that. And she's currently being chased across the city by a pontiff's rank amount of royal guards.
Oh, that does put a damper on our relationship now, doesn't it?
Yes, and when they find her and start questioning her, how good of friends were you again?
Pretty decent friends, actually.
Would you bet your soul on that? And he points at the coins.
She's gonna insight your question. Actually, they both are.
Ollie is right now, he is not being threatening, but he is pointing out something that they know that they are investigating a crime, and I would say at least Lysander would probably have it enough like wherewithal to know that he is telling them point blank whether you are innocent or not. You have just been major accessories to a very big crime that very rich people are going to take exception to. And rich people in this setting literally control your afterlife.
Actually, the moment Ollie points to the coins, Victor will start Victor will take the distraction to move forward.
Okay.
He will get here. Like he's bolting.
Neither of them stop you. They're both looking at you kind of incredulously, but they don't stop you. Lysander looks to you, Ollie, and goes, I wouldn't bet my soul on it, but it seems that we have come to a bit of an impasse. Now, if I am reading the room correctly this time, there are two ways that this could go down. And then he pauses and looks at his wife and goes, at least two that I can come up with. Knowing her, there are probably at least 4 more. I mean, that is true. That, there probably are. And, sorry. Love you, darling. This could either go one of 2 ways. We can either negotiate amongst ourselves, figure out how to bypass this impasse, or we do it the old-fashioned way. Now, I personally am not too keen on the old-fashioned way. Wait. When you say old-fashioned way, do you mean like duking it out? That would be such a great way to test out the construct. Oh, but I don't want to take it out on our friends. That would be... I can't guarantee their safety, though. That would be really, really mean.
We are here to retrieve stolen items. No one has to get into any conflict as long as we can take them back. I do not care for what is going on and what any of this is. Our job is just that.
I mean, I can take them out. It's gonna take me a while, but I was really hoping that I would be able to use them because of what they can do. I don't know what I would be able to replace them with. Surely there must be another way that we can get out this. I mean, if they're stolen, can't we just pay for them back?
call it a buyage or sales of a sort. Wouldn't that work? I mean, that's not exactly the negotiation I know here, but listen, I'm willing to if this would be right by you. I mean, not to quote my dear, I did say that she would come up with 4 other options. Yes, you did say that I would come up with 4 other options, and I have at least 3 on the top of my head.
Ollie will just in his head start doing at this point it's like subconscious level, just doing the math of he has a basic appraisal of how much those items are worth. Do they look well? I know actually both of them do for a living. On a scale of a lot to they are millennials, why would you ask? Where are they in the way of paying that off?
That's a scale.
Well, here's actually what I'm going to give you advantage.
Okay.
I'm actually going to give you ask you to roll me a wisdom check.
Okay, sure. I accidentally pull up Discord instead of my character sheet. 1 second.
Oh no. Oh no, don't do that.
Okay, you said a wisdom check.
Mm-hmm.
And I can add my Vizier roll to this. So was that normal or with advantage? I couldn't hear.
With advantage, yeah. So that's going to be a 23. You get the sense that they could it may not necessarily be all at once. It could very easily be in installments, but you do get the sense, given their jobs and given their general renown, not necessarily that you know the specifics of their renown within their own guilds, but you have the sneaking suspicion that, like, given their collective renown, they probably actually genuinely could pay it off.
But then something occurs to Ollie, because it's still fresh in his mind. I'm sorry. Could you remind me again? You said you didn't have intention to receive stolen goods. That's right, but then why were you illegally going into another Izzet researcher's place of work and stealing their research? He is saying straight to Izzy, because
that is a fair point. No, that is a fair point. No, that was definitely me breaking the. I can fully admit to that. But there was no way in hell I was going to organizations, and there was no way to be able to allow me to, shall we say, stick my nose where it quote unquote doesn't belong. Although it's so fascinating, it's a crime, really. I understand that you're saying that I committed a crime, and I totally confess to that. But it is a crime that we can't at least witness other people's work. I mean, I get it, I guess, but where is it? I want to see them explode things, damn it!
Oh. Real quick refresher for me. The corpse that we found in the vault, did we confirm if that was an actual living person or if that was just an undead servant?
That was an undead servant.
Okay. Thank you for reminding me, because I almost made a butt out of myself.
Yep.
So, I'm gonna be that guy, and I'm gonna, roll an insight, because she strikes me as that she is a bit of a scatterbrain, but she is also at this point, like, I am going to be that guy where, like, you are committing felonies. Dude, takes me so long to find insight. There it is.
Pilot's just standing there, everybody's talking numbers and shit, and she just looks tired.
Oof. Oh well, Vizier, come on, big money. Okay, 4, so 10.
Okay. What are you trying to garner from her?
I'm trying to find out if she is, at this point, trying to deceive him in any way, or if she's literally the kind of person who keeps the truth on her sleeve.
She's being so open with you right now. She genuinely believes that from the sounds of it, she genuinely believes that she has a chance of getting out of this scot-free. Like, she genuinely believes that if she were to negotiate with you properly in this moment, that you could potentially walk away either with your items or money, or a contract, and you keep your mouth zipped, she gets to have her fun. No questions are asked.
Okay. Well, then I will let Finn talk for a while and switch my attention to Lysander.
Who is poker-faced right now.
Oh, I know! That's why I do not like them, because Ollie and them are just, they are constantly at odds.
Can I insight him? Just because Pyle just doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. This is above her head.
Absolutely.
No.
No.
God damn it, Pyle. Yeah, no, that tracks. He's
Poker-faced.
He must be as bored as Pyle.
You will say that not bored. He's very, very, like, he is paying attention, but
He's
he
engaged.
yes, he is very, very engaged. He's just not letting his emotions be seen.
What? Can I do an insight as well?
Sure.
Do? That's a 13. I don't think I'm beating him.
He's very hard to read. He's very hard to read.
So another above game reminder, because
Mhm.
shockingly, I don't have it in my notes.
Mhm.
The specific job we were hired for was getting the items back, right?
Just to get the items back, yeah.
They did not say apprehend the people or anything like
I
that.
will here. I will go into the journal and I will Yep. Nope. Did not specify anything about apprehension. It just said by any means necessary. However you see fit.
Okay. With that, Finn will take a big drag of his cigar. Well, officially, we were only hired to retrieve the items and bring them back by any means necessary, as he uses his free hand to just happen to be resting on his hip towards his rapier, but not actively drawing it, just putting his hand there. Someone a bit more fair-minded about justice and all that and all the rules you broke, yada, yada, yada. They could be more persuaded to bring you in, but all we care about are getting those back. If you have the means to pay for them, you can work that out with Ollie over here. Otherwise, as Finn looks to the group themselves, we just want those back. And with that, that's throwing out a blanket, like, I know what our job is supposed to be, but how do y'all want to do this? Look to everyone.
Victor sadly cannot look back. He's focused on the two targets in front. Three,
Fair enough.
technically. So he's just listening.
Yeah, so then I guess it'll just be to Pyle and Ollie.
Pyle kind of cants her head a little bit as she's their name's Lysander, right?
Correct.
She'll tilt her head one way as she's looking at them, and she'll tilt her head the other way, and then she'll squint a little bit. Did you buy one of my blades and break it? Or did you steal it and break it?
Roll an intimidation check with advantage.
Okay. All right, Pyle. We can do this. I believe in you. 17.
Lysander goes sheet white. I didn't steal a blade from you. Why? Did you think I did?
Does he look entirely guilty?
No, not guilty, just scared. It is dawned upon him that you, having the weapon that you have, could very quickly bash his skull in, and he doesn't like the thought of that.
Pyle straightens up. She has the look of oh god, I'm not sure how to describe it, but it's that you like the shadows have hidden most of the upper part of her face except for the one eye that's just glowering down at him. I happen to notice, she starts, that in your office one of my scabbards lay empty. And I have the rest of the pieces, you see. Most of them. And I'm just curious.
Oh, that's right. We never did get your scimitar fixed, dear. I am terribly sorry about that. If I would have known that we were going to face that awful thing, I would have suggested we done something else. But, desperate times, desperate measures.
I'm not gonna lie, I only caught about half of that. I'm sorry, cut out a little bit.
No,
was it.
that's
That's on your end probably because I heard everything.
Oh, okay, that's probably on my end. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So, are they saying that it was Izzy's scimitar that was?
she's saying that it was Lysa.
The fucking JoJo intimidation lines kind of appear. Or menacing, that's what it is, not intimidation.
Wait, do you think that he stole that from you?
I'm just wondering, was it stolen or was it paid for?
It was paid for. I paid for it with my own money. See, that was an anniversary gift.
It was on the maze. Never.
Oh, yes. Yes, it was. It absolutely was. And I am I would have known.
Fuck. Can I roll insight to see if I actually recognize them as a customer? Because
Yeah.
as far as
in this
Pyle
case,
knows,
it would be history. It would be history, not insight.
Okay. Oh God, Pyle, please. Your history is so bad.
In the meantime, when Victor say it wasn't the maze, he will nice. He will actually take another step forward.
Okay.
Now looking down at Isolde. I say looking down because the height difference.
Well, she's also kneeling because she was working on fixing. You now see she was fixing one of the bolts in the leg of this construct.
Important though, has she been doing that through the conversation or did she stop?
Oh, she stopped doing it. She's just been like engaging in conversation, but she hasn't gotten up from the ground.
Okay.
So what does that 15 in history get me?
Yeah. Now that you think about it, you do recognize her.
A Pyle squints. She squints a little harder. She squints a little harder, and then suddenly all that fucking menacing intimidation went away, and she goes, "Oh, you know what? Now that I think about it, I do recognize it."
Now,
and then she just goes back to being perfectly pleasantly neutral.
but now
Victor
I'd like
for
to
his
ask
part. Go ahead.
I would like to ask a clarifying question, just given some of the information we've been given.
Mhm.
Izzy said that they were brought the items and that they were just given to them, correct?
They were brought to the items.
Oh,
They were quote unquote given access, and she thought it was odd that they had to basically break in to a vault that they had access for. But then she turned around and said, "No, it's Orzhov. That actually makes sense. Never mind."
So, okay, so they're not innocent at all. She is just a manic pixie dream girl.
Yes, correct.
Oh, the you don't choose the ones you love.
For his part, when Victor he says like this sword was in the maze again, he takes a step forward and looks down at Isolde. Says, "You have been disturbing the maze.
Oh, I didn't mean to.
We do not take kindly to that at all."
Roll me another intimidation check with advantage.
Will do. And yeah. Oh, not 20!
Oh, look at him go!
She starts shaking. Like, color drained from her face, big, wide doe eyes looking up at you, searching. She starts shaking. And she falls completely silent for the pretty much the first time since you've ever met or seen her. It's at this point where Lysander actually starts to take a more he's not going to attack, but he starts taking a more offensive stance. Like the three of you, Victor, you are not facing him, but the three of you notice that he's got that look of like, don't you dare fucking touch my wife.
Look, fact of the matter is, you two, in your pursuit of building this thing, have caused a lot of problems across the different areas, regardless if it was intentional or not. So, our job description is just getting those back. As far as whether you'll face justice for all those things that you did actively do and break, that's not my department. So, as Finn looks over to Ollie, again, I'm fine with whatever you all decide with. How do we want to do this?
Ollie will just step forward up to Lysander. I want my family's items back. And I suggest you and your wife find a very far district, change your names, and never let me set eyes on you ever again.
Intimidation check with advantage.
Come on, boy, come on, boy, come on, boy.
Do.
Very nice.
Okay. Whew.
1 second.
Oh, look at him go.
Charisma casters.
And when he says that, Lysander will now see all of the spirits start to rise from the floor as if he is literally summoning 6 stands. And he is literally looking at him as like, do you want me to start this, or will you make right?
One condition.
Ollie will cock an eyebrow.
And I very quickly am putting the pieces together here. I don't care what you do or what you say regarding Svetlana. But I will ask, as much as we will return the items, we will get out of your hair. We will switch guilds if we have to. Our names do not make it out of your mouth. Not to your Orzhov Syndicate, looks to Victor. Not to your Golgari Swarm, looks to Pyle. Not to your Boros League, looks to Finn. And not to your Zorius Aristocrat.
Pyle leans down to Finn. What's their name again?
If we do not see your face again down, then we have a deal.
I want it in writing.
Oh,
I want it in writing.
Oh, don't worry. Ollie immediately pulls out a ledger, starts writing it, starts literally doing the exact paperwork for this. At which point, he will literally show them. Now, here's something you'll never see an Orzhov do. Here's the fine print. If either parties involved ever breach their mentioned parts of the contract, their souls will be forfeit. I think that is pretty crystal clear, and I will sign it first. And you will see him write down Oleander Bedford. There's a cosign for all of the rest of the party. He is handing out his quill.
See Lysander do something very interesting. See him take the quill, and he bites the corner of his lip so that it bleeds. He takes, on his finger, off some of that blood, puts it on the quill, and writes their name. Lysander Vessel.
Very well. He will look to Victor next, since they are the second most aggrieved party.
Victor picks up his axe and slices one of his fingers too.
When you pick up your axe, Izzy flinches, shrinks down on herself.
Victor takes note of that, but he continues. And he will write his name. Just very straight lines. Victor.
Yep. Then Ollie will be like, if you'll excuse me for one moment, Finn. And Ollie's going to look forward. Finn, and very under his breath, I understand the way you do things, but in this contract, if you do not sign your true name, you will see all three of us, and he gestures to him, Ollie, and Victor, will die, and our souls will be forfeit. Do you understand that?
So Finn will he'll play it up with a visible like shaking and shock, like and then he'll just quickly use his tooth to shed some blood to sign Finnegan Faulkner.
Miss Pyle, if you'd be
If there's
so
one
kind.
thing I haven't, if there's one thing I haven't been lying about so far, it's been my name.
Right. Miss Pyle, if you would.
Huh? Oh, yeah, sure. Pyle clearly hasn't really been paying attention, and she just takes the quill and she signs her name. Ollie will be shocked to see that the way that she writes is beautiful script. As disheveled and kind of, like she spends a lot of time in the dirt and grime and surrounded by metal. It's flawless handwriting.
All right. Then Ollie will say, Victor, if you would step away so Miss Isolde can sign her end of the contract.
Victor will do so slowly. Still in range, though.
Ollie will hand it over, and he's just gonna go, I don't know why they're all signing in blood. They don't really have to do that. You're fine.
She's still like got her eye on Victor for a second, but she reaches out with a very shaky hand. This woman is thoroughly terrified. She takes the ledger and she signs in surprisingly a very steady and very fanciful handwriting. Isolde Vesely.
All right. And there it is. Signed, settled, and officially advocates notarized. Now, if you would be so kind as to do the first of your contractual obligations and give me my items.
As he kind of looks between the two of you, Victor and Ollie, and goes, "Can I ask for a glass of water first so I have to have steady hands or things break."
I think that can easily be arranged. And he'll step away, be like, Miss Pyle, do you have a water skin?
Oh, yeah, I got some water skin. And Pyle, being the just happy that things are going well without a fight, she'll hand over the water skin for him. Here you go.
Important note, though. Victor took out his axe to draw blood, but he did not put it away.
Oh, she knows. There's a reason she hasn't really stopped watching your move.
I will say, for at least Lysander and for Isolde's sake, Ollie is now in business mode, so he is not making any sudden moves, he's not making any threatening moves. He's like, we have reached an agreement and we've signed a contract. I will facilitate the ending of this. I will facilitate the carrying out of this contract. So he's like, here, take as much water as you need.
As far as Victor... sorry. As far as Victor, again, he has a very plain expression. He's all about body language. And if it's not come through, like, his expression is contained anger. They've been fucking up with his home.
Pure curiosity, as we're doing these business dealings, I would like to have a look around the area. In particular, I'm trying to see if there happen to be any spiders about.
Perception check.
Anywhere.
Hey.
Yeah,
Very nice.
there's a spider. It's currently hanging out on the big tank thing right over here.
Okay, just so I don't get smart at, like, is it an actual spider or one of those spiders?
Roll me a nature check.
Oh boy. Beans. 13.
It could be either. It's hard to tell. Between
Fair
the
enough.
lighting in here and the tension and everything, it's a little difficult to tell in this moment.
Fair enough.
Hey, Finn, what you looking at? Pyle says, trying to follow his eyeline.
Trying to figure out what that thing is.
That's
Sure.
that's an arcane conduit.
Oh, does it
Yeah.
just channel magic?
It does a variety of things with magic, depending on what exactly I have it set to do.
Oh, you clearly have it set to bug zap mode as Finn does like a childish ha point towards Victor.
In my defense, he did fly directly towards a ball of pure arcane energy.
Finn points out in a haha. Pyle reaches over gently and just kind of swats his hand like, stop that.
Finn is purposely trying to lighten the mood a little bit just to try to get everyone calmed down and settled.
True. And when he points it out, you're right. Here, let me try to make amends for that. And Ollie will reach out. And now I have to roll it the regular way. Give me a second here. He will hold up his hand, and you will see it glow the typical healing light version. Victor, so you know what he's about to do, so you have warning for an incoming touch.
All right. Actually, this time he will not flinch. He's too angry to even flinch.
Well, you receive back 17 hit points.
All right.
There we go. Let's make sure everyone is well taken care of and in their best place. Now, please, Miss Isolde, whenever you feel that your hands are steady enough, and he will look to Victor and be like, "Step away. We've got this."
He will take one step back.
She will proceed to, once he takes a step back, you watch, because in this position where Victor is officially in Izzy's like blind spot. You watch as Lysander moves forward. Not defensive towards you, Ollie, but like you can tell that if Victor does anything, it's gonna be on site.
Oh yeah, no, Ollie has when Lysander moved up, Ollie just put up both his hands, and he's still holding the ledger, which shows that he is fully working as an executor of this contract.
And he you can tell that they recognize that. They're not worried about you. They are strictly just eyes on Victor, completely. It takes first.
Victor looks back and responds. Again, it's not any particular gesture, but you can see like he is at a hair trigger right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So is Lysander. It is a bit of a standoff happening right now. And I want to actually now that I think about it, I want to check something quick.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, it's fun that it's the two of them.
Is that a? It's not. Never mind. Okay. It's going to take probably close to 20 to 40 minutes for everything to get completely disassembled, because she basically has to disassemble the majority of this construct in order to get the items out. In this moment, obviously you do get a short rest, but because you both are close by, Ollie and Victor, I would like you both to roll me with advantage, and this is going to be it's hard. I'm trying to think of what I would. I think Victor do a nature check, Ollie do an arcana check.
Will do. Do-do-do-do.
That's an 18.
That's in total at 21.
So, Ollie, what you notice is that on the arm that actually has like a hand, you notice that there is in the forearm a little like almost like colored glass sort of opening where you can see on the inside, and you put two and two together and you start to realize that this arm has the ability to also probably, you know, have like some type of magic quality, be able to either release magic or is able to harness magic, and what you believe is magic is stored in that forearm. But it's in this moment where Victor, in your nature check, you get a good enough glance of it. I mean, this thing is really huge, right? I mean, like not huge, but like it's 10 feet tall, right? It's big construct. That's not magic that's in that container. That's in that sort of shall we say compartment. Those are spores. But in this moment, as you know, the time goes by, the orb is removed, and when the orb is removed, it actually like holds it out because it's a big orb, right? It's an orb of shielding. It's a big orb. She like holds it out with very shaky hands to you, Ollie, and her to take it.
If it's all the same, Victor, if you would take the large, heavy object.
Fine. Victor will put away the shield. The axe is still in full view, and he will grab it with one hand.
You are able to one-hand it, no problem. He then removes the 3 coins and holds them out to you, Ollie.
I will take them, and do they seem like they are spent, or that they might still be good, as far as we know for soul coins?
Arcana with advantage.
Thank you.
Money.
23.
They have not been used yet.
Ah.
They are still in mint condition.
I will very much smile at that. Because there was definitely a line that I was going to use where the fact that they haven't used them would have made him look silly now. But he'll make a show of taking them, putting them in his in an outside pocket, not even fully putting his hand in, just lifting up the flap, dropping it in, and then moving his hand back to where it is fully in view to make sure that nobody feels on edge from him.
Then the hardest one, you watch as she actually has to like cause a bit of damage to the structure of the construct in order to remove the eye. But the eye is removed in one piece and with no visible, shall we say, damage done to it, as she extends it out to you as well.
All right. Ollie will take that and be like, with that, our business is concluded. Now may we both abide by our contract. And Ollie's going to turn and start walking the hell out.
As Ollie is obviously approaching or passing Pyle, she's gonna comment, "I knew that they were building something with it. I called it." And she'll just trot after him.
Victor is actually holding Lysander's gaze and pretty much, will you move first?
Nope. Just, well, Lysander doesn't move. There's a moment where his gaze softens a little bit. And he does sort of look you up and down. You see he's in a moment of deep contemplation. Well, I suppose if this is the last time that I will ever see you, then I would rather move forward with no regret. And I want to personally apologize for what happened. Mistakes are not something that I am fond of admitting, but it is obvious that upon our initial meeting, I made a grave one, even if you don't remember it. And I apologize. Profuse.
Your face. That was me.
It was. But it was, as unfortunate as it is to say, it is a suitable consequence for my genuine mistake. I recognize that it is not one thing that we like to admit, but sometimes as medical physicians and surgeons, we do make mistakes, and unfortunately, sometimes those mistakes are irreversible and are grave. I'm sorry.
For what?
For what I did to you. In this moment, Lysander takes Izzy's hand, and they also begin to.
Victor will close the group. So yeah, I assume the rest of the party is moving towards the stairs first, then the couple, and then Victor.
And for the sake of things, I'm just going to move us to the other screen. That's okay. Unless there's anything else you investigate here.
We got what we needed, and the person who basically facilitated is blacklisted by their guild, and it is literally on site.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, Oleander's fine. He got his end.
You both, or collectively, watch as the two of them leave the facility. They hand in hand book it.
Well, mission accomplished.
So it seems.
Yes, I got a little bit more out of it than I expected.
Yep. Now as for Svetlana, as Finn looks to Ollie. I mean, if they don't catch her, I'll be more than happy to help you track her down.
Oh, it doesn't really matter. Like, she'll probably be a corpse within the next fortnight, and either way, I think by right I can literally absorb all of her house's finances for this.
You can spare some change for an old friend, right?
I would be willing to give you a loan with a good rate.
Okay, loan. Now we're pushing the boundary here.
There's no true charity in the Orzhov. He'll just smile, and he's going to be like, okay, does anyone know how to get back to District 1 from here?
One that does not involve the maze?
Preferably. No offense, Victor, but it is kind of a terrible place.
It will calm down now that it is not being disturbed.
So an even better reason for us not to use it.
It will take time. But yes.
I'm feeling, what's the word? Accomplished. So I wouldn't mind a slow stroll. I just need a map.
I think I'd like a slow stroll too.
Alright, so I guess, if you would, we're all just taking a slow stroll back to, I guess, Augustus's office.
Yep. You sure are.
I will, just to refresh my brain a bit, just because we got heavy into the RP. The contract as far as we don't bug you, you don't bug us. What were the specific wordings of that?
Our end of it is that we can none of us can name them in like regard to this. At which point Ollie will just
But his Lysander specifically told Finn not to tell the Azorius people.
You would have to ask Ollie for the specifics of it, because Ollie was very much in an actively sealing contract mode.
For your clarification, it was do not name Isolde and Lysander Vesely in association with the crimes that have been committed in this case. Specifically those two. And he deliberately stated to throw Svetlana under the bus that he no longer cares what you do to her.
Fair
And
enough.
To be fair, also, Finn, your guild knows because your guild is constantly watching us, and we also told Talia.
No, we've told a lot of people.
Yeah,
We
no.
threw the name of Isolda just before coming here. We talked about both Isolda and Lysander back when we were putting stuff together at Brev's place. The names have been thrown along the way, but the point is that from now on, we are vowing not to do that anymore.
Exactly. It's like a fake contract. Oh, we won't speak your names, but that didn't necessarily apply to us before this contract.
Fair enough. I was just trying to find a cute way of at least telling my bosses, hey, this is what happened, but I ain't doing a damn thing about it. This is just an FYI.
Just be like, dudes, I got paid, and only one person knows that we exist now.
Fair enough. Hence why I was looking for the spider, because if one was there watching, then okay, I don't need to say anything anyway.
All right. Well, please, Saris, take it back away.
It's been a long time since I've used this track.
Ooh.
Oh, actually,
Mm.
before they walk into the building, Pila's gonna take the coins that she had on her tracking and she'll give them back to all.
Oh, I nearly forgot. Thank you, Miss Pyle.
Of course, I told you I'd keep some safe.
Mm-hmm.
But after it's going to be a couple hours walk. You walk through the city.
Yeah, at a certain point, Ollie will just be like, okay, we need to find some public transit. Dear Lord, how does anyone get anywhere in this place?
And you do.
Invent trains.
And you do. And
So
you
after
make
a while
it.
After a bit of like a couple blocks of walking, like it takes a bit, but Victor stops looking angry and it's like actually seems relieved.
Mm-hmm. And you all approach the House of Trades. And it's like nothing had happened. People in and out doing their business emerge inside the building, this time with no indentured servant leading you, but instead a little ghosty servant, similar to one that you saw who brought you in the first place, spots you as the four of you make your way through the cathedral hall and approaches you and goes, "Oh, you've returned.
Yes.
Shall I alert the boss?"
Yes, tell Augustus he will see us now.
For sure, right away. And since it has been very, very long, I will go ahead and throw this back at you because he doesn't get a token. He doesn't get special rights.
That's fine.
You are actually greeted at the door to if it'll show up. Has it shown up?
Yes.
Did it show up?
Yeah, it showed up.
This gentleman, looking just as he did right when you met him, meets you before you can even hit the doors, as if he was expecting and waiting for you. Did you do it? You're back.
Yes.
What happened?
Well,
Oh, you know, stuff and things.
provided you are doing everything in the Pontiff's power to track down Svetlana, then I would say that we are pretty well and truly sorted, as he will gesture towards the orb of shielding that I guess Victor's still holding under one arm.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have the rest, but as you can imagine, they're not as grand.
Well, you will be pleased to note as well that we, as much as we possibly can, to fix the vault, and we have upgraded our security system.
Fantastic.
Of course, payment is as payment is, and payment due is payment due. Please follow me. And he actually takes you to a different exit from the cathedral, a different room, a different hallway, still with the marble and the Baroque style ornamental, you name it, around the building, the stained glass windows, all of it. All of this grandiosity that, in this moment for the four of you, feels more fake than it did the first time that you saw it. And the four of you are led to a room of which he stands in front of. And he says, of course, as I mentioned, your gold payment. And he hands each of you an individual bag with the gold pieces that you were promised. And then he pulls out of his pocket a very ornate brass key. I can read. Brass key. Very, very intricate hand. Holy shoot. Someone must have spent hundreds of hours carving this out and molding the metal, and it's astounding. And he opens up the door, and in this vault are a bunch of magical items, and he opens his hand out and states, of course, as promised, you are allowed one item from this vault. And I am pleased to announce that the four of you, yes, all of you, will be rewarded socially as well. I have heard of, through the grapevine and through other servants and whatnot who have been keeping, the messages back and forth, that you have been doing a great deal of work for the Orzhov. All four of you have. And all four of you are being rewarded renown with the Orzhov Syndicate.
Ooh, fancy. I guess that means I better get myself a new ledger.
Yes, you might end up with a bit more business.
Excellent.
And for the sake of things and for the sake of brevity, the four of you are able to select the one item. And without another word, although Ollie, you are told quite upfrontly that updates on Svetlana will be given as promptly as they are received.
Oh, that's very good. Ollie will also probably just mention to Augustus that aside from the renown, I will probably be having a meeting with the Pontiff very soon. Could you pass that along to him?
Certainly.
Thank you. And I'll just look to the rest of the group, be like, okay, guys, pick someone you want. He is already the cat that ate the canary and now is being gifted another canary.
And the four of you are able to select your item, and the vault, of course, is locked behind you. And the four of you are left off to either enjoy your day or whatever it is that you see fit. And with that, I bring us close the finale of potentially part one, but for now, Districtly Professional. Thank you for playing.
Yeah, we did it.
Yeah.
We took the most terrifying pacifist route ever.
I was not sure how that was going to go. I was like, this could either be negotiated or this could be combat, but
Pacifist, but with ghost peppers.
yeah.
Sorry, as we were beginning to end, the immediate stupidest joke came to my head. before we would all depart, Finn would just hold up the business card to Atlanka's bar and stealing the quote from Clue, but changing up the verbiage. Now, I'm gonna go home and hang out with my wife and leave.
Good.
It has been interesting. You are all welcome if you want to visit down.
Well, I'll be staying. I'll probably be paying a lot of visits to Thalia's, so maybe if I'm in the neighborhood.
Oh, I'm
That
everywhere.
That actually reminds me. I almost forgot to mention.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I can't say that we're officially done. We are, but a note. Word around the Golgari swarm has also spread. And much like Victor said, you also collectively receive a letter from the Watcher of the Maze inviting you all a safe, mostly, with an asterisk, passage through the maze. And as well, on behalf of those representative in the swarm, you each also collectively gain a renown from the Golgari swarm for helping put an end to the maze's unrest. From the Boros Legion, you also, Pyle, have heard word get out from Adela that you four saved the lives of an entire platoon of the Sunhome Guard. And as a result, all four of you have gained a renown with Boros Legion.
Sick nasty.
And this is mostly going to be meta knowledge purposes. But Finn, you do at one point receive word from Talia that the actions of you and your cohort have not gone unnoticed. And apparently one who will not be named at this time, but who has been sending spiders, also sends kind regards. And the four of you gain a renown with the Dimir.
Ooh, spicy.
You will all receive a gift of spider eggs that will hatch in your mail.
I mean, that's better than what they typically use spiders for. Cover your ears.
The I understand for those who are going to be in the comments going, renown doesn't work that way. The way that I'm going to do this is that if hypothetically we do return for a part 2, the way that renown will inside your guild obviously will put you up the ranks. The way that I am doing this in terms of renown that you gain from other guilds, it's not guild membership, it is, shall we say, friendliness or good connections, good networking, positive relations with those guilds. So people from those guilds, including people who maybe have never met you, are more inclined to treat you with hospitality than hostility, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And considering how many of us are black affiliated guilds, that's a good thing. Oh.
Yeah, that officially with that concludes our episode and this little scenario slash little plot thread.
Yeah.
Oh, this has been great.
We did it.
That was so fun.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hey.
Yeah, it was.
Also, sorry for sidestepping your final boss.
Oh no! Like I said, there was the joke in there, you know, of Isolde coming up with like 6 different ways that this could go. This was also me indicating to all of you as a joke and also in full seriousness that there were several ways that I anticipated that this could go. There is an entire version of this that I had prepared, and I did actually have prepared, where it could have led to a chase sequence.
We kept making car jokes when we could have had one.
Well, no. I just want one quick elaboration. Us or them?
Huh? Oh, them. You
Okay.
chasing them.
Okay.
You chasing them. There was a version of this where you if you would have gone, so like if we jump back a couple episodes, there was the episode where you were all debating whether or not you wanted to go back to the clinic, and you chose not to. If you would have gone back to the clinic, the clinic, yes, the Simic clinic, it would have triggered a chase scene between y'all and Lysander. That would have led you straight to this final sequence. And if it would have been a chase sequence, it would have led directly into combat.
Oh, we could have ended this about 3 or 4 episodes ago.
Yep. There were multiple ways that this could have gone.
I'm not mad. I'm just hindsight.
Yep. But
Okay, so she was stealing the mech lab for the mech parts, the spores for the little thing in the arm.
mm-hmm.
I couldn't figure out what the ooze was for.
Oh, it was literally Svetlana's diversion. She was
It was a red herring.
No, it wasn't a red herring. It is because you've been informed that she has gone missing. She was covering her tracks. And honestly, there is I won't share too much more because if we do a part 2, depending on what y'all want to do, there is a potential plot thread involving Svetlana. So I won't share too much. But the ooze was stolen to help her cover up her tracks in case the worst would have happened, because she knew, and she, as you probably noticed, warned them that if people above Oleander's status caught wind of how bad things were, how bad it got, and that it was an inside job, she was going to need, shall we say, additional time to run.
Well, she got 2 days.
That being said, like Svetlana is still an open case, not just because she's at large, but because we know what the couple wanted, like build the big robot. We don't know what she wanted.
I would argue, I think Vaughn knows what she wanted.
Orzhov politics.
Yeah. Which is funny. She played the she had all of the advantages in the Game of Thrones. She was almost completely punching down. Like, the only thing she had over Ollie in terms of status was age and connections outside the guild, and she still fucked it up.
Yep, she did.
Meanwhile, Ollie's now about to start balling on a whole bunch of people, and they're gonna be like, what the fuck? How is this basically a 12-year-old, like, blackmailing us? I have the biggest smile.
Were there any other questions that you all had about the investigation?
No, that just about. I can see where all the points are connected now. Although, how they got in, I'll have to trace my steps and figure that out.
It's probably Svetlana gave them an in, and then they just got loose inside.
Also, the earthquake. I didn't figure out how they did that.
The earthquake just now was essentially a power surge that happened from her lab.
Well, what about the first earthquake?
First earthquake was the initial explosion. It was the explosion of them of blowing up the vault.
Fair enough.
When you blow up that much stony or cemented foundation with that amount of magnitude, it's gonna cause an earthquake.
Like,
Airplay.
Yeah, I will actually give a bit of real life thing, because I live near a rock quarry, and occasionally I will just hear an explosion and get a slight tremor.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And that rock quarry is still about like half a mile from my house.
So Bubba Lubba Ding Dong has a question. the key they had was a not an original key. In terms of the authorization key that they needed to get into the weird lab, yes, that was the line of thought of, oh, do you think they could Mizium? That was a correct assumption. Yes, that's how they did it.
Yeah, it's basically Ollie was just like, okay, what is she good at? I know she's smarter than me, but everyone in the Izzet is a specialist, despite the fact that they're all supposed to be smart enough to do everything. Oh, they're so tiring. Okay, she works with metal. Hey, new friend that I will probably I'm going to have to make a note if I'm going to remember Louis. Could, in theory, this do this? I know that you are a specialist with oozes. And the loud fuck was like, oh, great, thank you.
This was genuinely fun.
Yes.
I'm so glad.
Like I have not stopped smiling.
I hope that you felt that the conclusion was satisfying and fulfilling.
Yes, I always love non-combat solutions being available, and thankfully Finn is the type where if he can avoid a fight, he will do it unless he can instantly kneecap you. Which giant robot? No, he cannot kneecap a robot.
I mean, Pyle is kind of in the same boat. If she can solve something without fighting it, she'll be perfectly happy to do so.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
That's what
believe
Victor's for.
well,
I believe all four of us are pretty much in the same page. It's like violence is unnecessary, but it is a means to an end.
also, I want to shed some light that only me, Citric, and Saris know, but you guys didn't know and the audience didn't know. So you notice how Ollie was very mum about very certain guilds?
Mm-hmm.
Ollie's grandfather, which is actually his great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, because that's how Orzhov work with very powerful relatives. He might have fucked with the original guild pack and made it so that way, when he died, the Orzhov actually didn't control his soul and it was his own, which they didn't like. So they might have, they respected the letter of the law, because if they did not respect the letter of the law, literally the entire guild pack might have gone up because it would have destroyed the economy of the entire plane. But they got really good at controlling the family by, oh, you have a new heir? Okay, then you're not useful anymore. Kill them. Let's just manipulate this heir. Yeah, it's only going to take 10 years. We're ghosts. Why do we care? And the reason why it was always kind of weird around Pyle, the Orzhov orchestrated things to have the Gruul rampage through the city and kill his father. And that was only a few years before. His mother just happened to be at the wrong place at the right time for a conflict between the Azorius and the Rakdos.
Oof.
And again, this happened at the times he was 8 and 12. So no, he did not process that well.
Fair enough.
So
Poor Ollie.
So it was constantly like, okay, so she's Boros. Wait a second, those are Golgari tattoos. Okay. She is genuinely nice to me. Okay, she is trying. She's doing her best. Okay. Oh, we both hate the same person. Okay, this is already relatable. Like, there was levels of how much does he actually trust and like Pyle. And then it's just realizing, oh, fuck, Pyle is just genuine.
She's Team Mom.
On Victor's side, and like things that might need clarification, because it was never directly addressed, but it was implied often. He has no memory of his life before being a hybrid. So that's an entire thing. And for what we saw now in that last encounter, Lysander is pretty much involved in him being him.
Mm-hmm.
But
So
there is a large blind spot as to his previous life.
Go ahead, Manda.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was gonna say, honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Pyle being a mom kind of came up like right in the middle of like 4 or 5 episodes in. I just went, "Hey, Saris."
Yep. Yep.
I just
But it was
realized.
great.
I was like, I realize now why Pyle acts around Ollie the way she does. She's definitely just a mom. And Ollie is probably about the same age as her kid would be.
Aw.
Which I should, as a side note, because I was thinking about this, when Pyle next goes to see, to visit his grave, there will be a bouquet of flowers, that is not from Pyle on his little grave.
Wonderful.
And for Finn, this is the biggest trivia that I could really think of. Yes, he pretty much is a Columbo bassist, but in my original notes for him, it's funny that Lysander thought he was Azorius because I had originally wanted him to be Azorius when I made the character. But then session, I think it was 0 or 1, one or the other. When the Demir stuff came up, I was utterly shocked by I guess I got switched in between when I submitted. That's fine. So between the first 3 sessions was me hardballing. Okay, I gotta catch up on all what Demir stuff does.
The best part is having to fake your way to make your way is a totally Demir thing.
Yeah, and I told you like at session 2, like by the way, I put in my notes I was originally supposed to be Azorius, but I'm now Demir. What happened?
I was informed that you were Demir. I'm so sorry.
You are
Here, Vaughn
completely-
told me you were playing Dimir.
You were so evasive about it, I thought you were Demir! And then you tell me later!
I'm so sorry.
You're completely fine. After I had told Vaughn, I said, no, I'm gonna roll with it. We're just gonna keep it going. Because it honestly, the reason I was Finn was being secretive about it is because he's the way I originally intended him to be was, yeah, the Azorius are the stucky, everything is by the law and all that, versus where I throw in a bit more of the Columboism where Finn is allowing to let things slide a bit more, so he doesn't immediately come out and say, hey, I'm Azorius. No, I'm just a private investigator who happens to be associated with the law and whatnot. Literally a detective. He can find the clues, expose the mystery, but he does not make arrests. But then when the Demir stuff came in, I just spun it like, okay, yes, he's absolutely just the clue guy who just points in the other direction of, yeah, this is the guy you're looking for and whatnot.
To be fair, when we were doing the character sketches, I think that was before the season 0 even, and I was throwing your way like, no, this is what a Demir agent looks. I trying to incorporate that to your.
That's fine. I didn't understand what Demir again because I didn't know anything about Demir. When you showed me the first sketch, I was like, "That looks very cool. I'm good with it."
I think too the fact that it's like because like the Demir thing is like, yeah, we're pretending we don't exist. We're pretending we're other things. Makes this entire situation feel both very organic and also hilarious.
Well, no, the best part is that Demir, 9 times out of 10, pretend to be librarians just because, this is what this book you need. Oh, okay, that says a lot about you. They are literally people that are collecting your search history.
Mm-hmm. So imagine how much of a ride this has been for me.
I'm so sorry.
Demir stuff.
I'm so sorry.
You are completely fine. You honestly are. It made things better. Plus, it adds that ambiguity of nothing really being consistent about Detective Columbo except for he is a cop, his name is Columbo, he may or may not have a wife. That is it. Everything else is as he needs.
I've actually watched it to the point where they can canonically confirm that he has a wife because someone tried to kill his wife. And that, like, it was part of, again, I have a group that I watch Columbo episodes with because I just discovered I was randomly in that server. And the running joke with that is, can we stop having killers who are worse than the actual Nazi that Columbo arrests? That woman was literally probably near the top of that list because, like, she had such a petty reason for her original crime, and then she went after the investigator's wife and the investigator. But
You know,
yeah,
Zacho,
no.
oh,
Go ahead.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think it's really funny that both me and Zacho chose like old school like characters to base our shit off of. But as the fucking game progressed, because I based Pyle off of Gomer Pyle, you know, just to fucking oops her way into succeeding. And she
Oh.
became less Gomer Pyle and more Karlach as the game. And I'm not upset about it.
I literally had to explain to someone recently because they somehow live in a vacuum where they only just got Baldur's Gate 3 and had no idea about anything or any characters. So I'm like, okay, here's the most important thing you need to know. Jump is the most important mechanic in the game, and if you don't use it, you can't actually get the last major party member. And they're like, oh, where's that bridge? Over there? Oh, it's been a while since I've been there. Yeah, you probably want to jump that.
I need to get back to playing Baldur's Gate, but like fucking Wes got me into Sunhaven, and I'm just like, Farm Simulator, date everyone all at once, let's go.
Embrace polyamory.
Listen, my character is basically the town bicycle because fucking in Sunhaven you can marry one, but you can literally date everybody at the exact same time, regardless of gender.
All
Good
right.
marriage.
With that, I will say let's start going around the horn because various people have various things they've got to do. Zako, why don't you go first?
Yes, you can find me at Zaku Duo at Twitch, Twitter, Blue Sky, all the things. Streaming will resume eventually at those channels. Spider-Man, potentially other games. We'll see. Throwing the stylist back to the artists. First victim up, Manda.
Hi, hello, I am Manda. I played Pyle, and it was a great time. I appreciate everybody's patience with me, considering I know literally nothing about Magic the Gathering. Other
You
than
were a
card art.
treat.
Other than card art, very nice, very pretty. No, you're a treat. You take that back. But you can find me over at twitch.tv/Mandaloo, at Twitter and Blue Sky at Mandaloo Panda. We don't have any games this week. However, the next week you'll be able to find me over on Trash King Arisen's channel every other Wednesday for Bearers of the Torch, every Saturday for Straight Out of Capella, and you'll be able to find me over on Napier's channel for The Nightmares We Undo, where I play the cleric that has Create and Destroy Water. The next artist, Citric, go.
It's me. Hi, I am Cedric. You can find me pretty much everywhere at Cedric King. That is mainly Blue Sky and Twitter. Other than that, I have been playing Victor here, which has been a blast. And yeah, that is pretty much it for now. But don't know. You may see me on other stuff later. Who knows? We're keeping the art trick going, so Zeris.
Hi. First off, I'm gonna break the usual train, and I'm just gonna say, hey, Vaughn, thank you for having me. This has been an absolute blast. Thank you collectively for putting up with my shenanigans over the past couple of months. I did not realize how genuinely refreshing and fulfilling that playing D&D with y'all would be. Y'all have been an absolute treat. I really, really do hope that we have the chance to, whether it is through a part 2 or through another campaign entirely. I hope that you all, yes, all 4 of you, would be down to clown another time. But in the meantime, as we sorry, I just
Clown one off? Let's go.
But no, genuinely, it has been an absolute delight. It has been admittedly super, super healthy for me as a dungeon master in the ways that you all have kept me on my toes, have hit me with things that I haven't expected, as well as just generally being really, really all around great to play with, Ravnica or no. So again, I really hope that sometime the 4 of you would be willing to clown around again with me and go on another adventure. But in the meantime, you can find me at TXDXL or TixDixel everywhere on the internet. I'm making the art, of which, as you all heard during the break, there is a piece of art that I didn't get finished that I thought I was going to have an extra week to get finished, and I did not. So that will be eventually released on the social medias, which is just going to be the full body picture of the construct that Isolde and Lysander were building. And with that, I am going to turn it over to our host.
I will again reiterate, this has been a blast. I have not stopped smiling the entire time. This has been nothing but great, and I am glad that I had an opportunity to share more of my awesome friends and the stuff that they can come up with creatively here on this channel. So, Saris, thank you for literally doing the most hard work of any dungeon master. It doesn't get said enough how much just keeping the world straight, doing all of this. Again, you did a fantastic job, and I think everybody has been just loving the series. With that being said, I will wrap us up because I know some people need to get going. You found me here at twitch.tv/BurnoutVaughn. You can find me on Twitter, Blue Sky, YouTube, and at Patreon at Burnout's Bar, where we're probably going to try to put out some content soon. Probably another subclass. I'll figure out which one it is. If you want, there is a poll. Have your voice be known. That being said, it's time for us to find somebody to raid. I will also mention we will be back tomorrow with me and Zako for more No Love War Extra. So, yeah, that's an easy one. So we are going to head over to one Distortion Devereux. So what should our raid message be?
Case closed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's good.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's
All right, well, we thank you all for coming out. Stay tuned because there are several things in the works coming up, and we will let you know. But until then, we love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care.